wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. I feel far away. Let's go, let's go. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pain. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! 'Cause I will drown in pain. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Dude, how we doing? Having a little hot tea today. Yes, we hit 70,000. I've been so critical of myself to say I'm in too deep. Light another cigarette, make up for it well. 'Cause I am one of those you'll never trust, so drink me. Dude, how we doing? Vamonos! Dude, my hair's looking good today, actually. Dude, let's go, Chris Birch! What's up, brother? Underestimate yourself. I'm still looking for something pure and sweet. I found it. Let's go. Don't you ever notice I run in place and you stand still. Conversations. Dude, let's go. This guy seems rad. I am rad. Situations again, because I might be tempted. Let's go, baby! There's one thing you need to know about me. It's I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything but me. Let's go. Dude, Erika's tears are so phony, bro. What the fuck? Because I might be tempted. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything but me. Yeah, yeah, me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You, I love you. Yeah, 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 I love you. Yeah, 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 I love you. Yo. Let's go. All right. Dude, that felt like a good intro. Gets the blood flowing, right? Right? We get the blood flowing. We get the vocal flaps moving. Dude, what was up? We're gonna look at that Erika shit. Dude, first off, can I just say, dude, you ready? Can I just say first off, let's go. Fucking here's to Maga tears. All right, there we go. Drink some Maga tears. Hallelujah. All right. So for starters, we got some of them Maga tears, boss.
That shit tastes good. Oh, that shit tastes good, dude. The MAGA-tears. All right. But so, dude, what a fucking crazy day. I mean, we're going to look at the Erika Kirk thing. Dude, she is like, dude, what the fuck? I just saw like a clip of her in her fucking green sparkly outfit. And of course she did the napkin wipe. Like, what are we doing, bro? You boil your pasta in MAGA-tears, dude. That is amazing. Let's go, dude. That is probably some tasty pasta. So, dude, that shit is crazy. The grift mail letter, dude, no, put a link in Discord. I want to see the grift letter from TPUSA. We'll cover it. Put it in the React on Stream channel on Discord. Dude, that shit is fucking wild, okay? With that bullshit. Dude, now, first off, can I just say, what is up with these Patriot Awards, dude? Like, bro, what the fuck? I mean, dude, they were like giving awards to a couple high school girls who refused to stand on the podium with like a transgender athlete. They gave like the big award to Melania Trump, right? For what? I don't know, the fucking Jeffrey Epstein Award. For this year's fucking Jeffrey Epstein Award goes to Melania Trump. Oh, right? Dude, they gave her the award in 5 languages and right? Oh shit, bro. Dude, like, what are we even talking about? They literally talk about participation trophies, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. I mean, I don't think there's anything that is more participation trophy than the Patriot Awards, dude. Oh my God, dude. Trump wifed her. Dude, Trump fucking queefed her, bro. What are we doing? Like, that's so funny. They have their own little award show, right? They have their own little award show. Dude, yes, the most productive youth pastor, right? The award for the Republican with the most CSAM that has yet to be arrested goes to, drum roll please, Stephen Miller! Dude, right? Like, what are they fucking doing, dude? Dude, this shit is not even made up, dude. It's real, bro. Look at this. This shit is real. Okay? Dude, look at this shit. The Patriot Awards. Here we go. Hegseth regaling us with a story.
Turned to his assistant and said, "Go get me my phone." See. Boop, 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 boop. Ready? Boop. The world, listen, F-A-F-O.
Dude, it's so funny. They're saying F-A-F-O at the Patriot Awards, dude. Dude, yeah, he was drunk. So apparently he was regaling them with the big story about after blowing up a fishing boat, Trump goes and like tweets. They're all happy. Oh yeah, let's blow up some fucking fishermen in the Caribbean. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Look at this shit. Dude, no way, bro. Look at Hannity, dude. Oh, shit.
Fox Nation. If you go to NASCAR races or the Patriot Awards, that's where the real party is. Golden Corral and Camping World, thank you very much for sponsoring this event.
Dude, Golden Corral, dude. What? They didn't get the Cracker Barrel sponsor? No way.
The Fox Nation Patriot Awards also has an MVP. We call it the most valuable patriot.
This year's Ultimate Patriot, the 2022 Patriotic Badass.
You know,
oh my God, dude. Dude, what the fuck, bro? Dude. Wow, the Patriot Awards, bro. Oh, here we go. Here's Melania. You ready? Ready? Watch this.
Thank you, Mr. Hannity, Fox Nation, and all of the American patriots here.
And Jeffrey Epstein's pee-pee. Thank you, Jeffrey Epstein pee-pee. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey Epstein pee-pee. Thank you very much. Dude, I think I actually do her pretty good, don't I? Thank you, Jeffrey Epstein's pee-pee. Thank you very much, Fox Nation, Mr. Hannity.
In the audience and at home. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here today. I applaud American dreamers and innovators who embrace originality. Let's embrace the spirit of ambition. Let's celebrate everyone who dares to think differently, for it is these courageous Americans who are the heartbeat of our civilization. Trust me, I know a little bit about challenging convention. Patriotism in our country dates back to our rebellious founders who raged against British rule, seeking independence from the crown. They all defied expectations, politically and intellectually.
Dude, first off, how can she live in America, right? How can she live in America for 35 fucking years, bro? And she still talks like she moved here 5 seconds ago, right? There's just no way, bro. You know what I mean? I have never seen anyone live somewhere for such a long time and still have like broken English. She couldn't even pronounce rebellious, bro. What the fuck, dude?
Each shared a common trait. They reinvented how things work.
Oh, that's deep.
We all have an image of Benjamin Franklin flying his kite in a lightning storm, the original innovator in science and technology.
Dude, she's like, it's like the Schoolhouse Rock version of American fucking
Thomas
history,
Jefferson pioneered architecture and design. Hamilton, our banking system. Each built an extraordinary life, and in doing so, built a stronger America.
Life.
Their personal ambition became a public good, benefiting us all.
Jeffrey Epstein
We
pee-pee.
see it again and again. Personal achievement fuels collective progress. When someone creates from conviction a song, a movement, an idea, it ripples outward, uniting our people.
Dude, what the
Daring
fuck,
to
bro?
chase your dream is the American way. Innovation isn't accidental here. It's in our DNA.
Yeah, innovation is so incredible that like your husband killed solar and went back to coal, right? Your husband is such an innovator, fucking Melania Jeffrey Epstein pee-pee, Trump, that he decided to take us back to the 1800s instead of like clean renewable energy that's good for the planet. So now China's kicking our ass, right? Because your husband wants, you know, everybody in West Virginia to die at 33 in a fucking coal mine. Like, what are you talking about? And you're reading some speech that who? Did Barron write this? Who wrote this fucking speech, bro? What the fuck, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny, dude. Every time MAGA opens their mouth, they are literally, it's like they're living in a fantasy land. They have no concept of their actual behavior whatsoever.
In this country, innovation is a form of patriotism. But most innovators know it's lonely when you are close to the edge of imagination, when you have a deep belief in your own power to create the new results.
Dude, I gotta fucking tweet this real quick though, dude. Dude. All right, there we go. All right, dude, I've seen enough, bro. What are we doing?
Deep conversation lately. We celebrate abandoned human own power to create.
Dude, rage tweeting. Dude, all my tweets are rage tweets. But it's not really rage because I'm not really mad at MAGA. I just like to fuck them, right? The you to your, you dumb fuck. Oh, yeah. Yeah, whatever. Dude, it's fine. I don't care. I go fast. Dude, you got to leave the typos in there, boss. Dude, you're not a real tweeter unless you leave those typos in there, bro.
The new landed humans on the moon.
Oh, here we go.
It's in our DNA.
In our DNA.
In this country, innovation is a form of patriotism. But most innovators know it's lonely when you are close to the edge of imagination, when you have a deep belief in your own power to create the new results. This is exactly where the real change begins. American ingenuity built Silicon Valley.
Dude, there's like nobody's reacting to this speech. Have you noticed? All right, she's 3 minutes in, and like after she finishes a thought, nobody's like clapping or wooing or, right? They're all just sitting there like trying to figure out what the fuck she's saying, for starters. And right? Dude, it is so painful.
Landed humans on the moon and powered every industrial leap forward, from our winding railroads to artificial intelligence. Our great capital markets fuel development, and every day we celebrate our cultural disruptors, from music to art, and my new favorite frontier, the silver screen. The silver screen and I have been in deep conversation lately.
The silver screen?
You may have heard the news. I produced a new film with Amazon MGM named Melania.
Dude, the silver screen. She's talking about her fucking documentary, bro. In case you haven't heard, I started making movies. I made a movie called Melania. Dude, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing, boss? Jeffrey Epstein
What does
𝗵𝗡.
the world wants to know about becoming America's First Lady? The idea came to me shortly after the presidential election.
Yeah, that like, dude, I fucked Jeffrey Epstein. Then I fucked his best friend. Now I'm First Lady. Yes, dream, be best, girls, be best. Make sure, advice to young girls is make sure you make whoopee with sex trafficker en route to being First Lady. Dude, oh my God, bro.
A first of its kind, capturing the 20 days of my life before the inauguration.
Oh shit, wait.
What does the world want to know about becoming America's First Lady?
Nothing.
The idea came to me shortly after the presidential election. A first of its kind, capturing the 20 days of my life before the inauguration.
20 days of her life before inauguration. Pitchfork! Why does she sound like she's secretly still trying to find moose and squirrel? Dude, she is like struggling, bro. She can't even talk. Dude, let's do dance goal. All right, we're doing a dance goal. Fuck it, bro. Light blue, $2 or more, 45 minutes. Dance party. Dude, I'm going to need a dance, bro. We may have to do 5 goals, bro. Jesus. There it is. The goal is out. Let's go. Dude, we can do this, baby. Dude. Wow. Yeah, her, like, dude, she can't even talk, bro.
20 intense days of transformation, from private citizen to First Lady, balancing my business, my philanthropy, fostering the future.
Dude, all right, let's skip to the end here.
Imagination, common good rises. Naturally,
here we go.
those who produce give. They create employment, tools, knowledge, and eventually cities.
Cities.
And from their creation, the common good rises.
Oh.
Naturally, beautifully, inevitably. So America, tonight, let's make a personal pledge to celebrate ambition and scale imagination to create a more advanced and prosperous society. Individual productivity is not selfish. It's the heartbeat of civilization. Thank you.
Dude, individual productivity is not selfish. It's the heartbeat of civilization. Oh, 𝗙ص𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋. Oh, 𝗙ص𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋. Willem said she's such a dunce. That is accurate, bro. Jesus Christ, dude. What in the actual fuck? Thank you. Thank you, 𝗙ص𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋. Dude. Hold on, we got to do another one. Thank you. Thank you. Dude. Oh, shit. Bro, thank you, 𝗙ص𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, 𝗙ص𝗹𝗹𝗶𝗋. Oh, my God, dude. Oh, shit. Oh, dude, you ready for this? This is an amazing one, guys. Dude, this shit. So they created an award, guys. Dude, I'm sorry that I'm killing you, but we are going to laugh tonight, dude. We have to. Because if we don't laugh about this, dude, we will be crying. But they created an award called the Charlie Kirk Legacy Award. And they gave it to Erika Kirk, bro. Dude, this is hilarious. Like, what in the actual fuck, bro? The grift over corpses of Charlie Kirk continues as his own wife is leading it. Erika Kirk receives the first ever Charlie Kirk Legacy Award at the Fox News Patriot Awards. Dude, next year, dude. I think Brylan Hollyhan's going to get the ceremonial Gomer Pyle coming out award, right? Dude, oh shit. The fucking... The Charlie Kirk Legacy Award next year is probably going to go to that teacher from Chicago. Like, wow, dude, this is crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Erika Kirk.
Dude, more pyrotechnics. Look at that. Oh, wow. Let's go, dude. Let's go. First off, I gotta scroll back here because I think there was one. Bradford, let's go, baby. Thank you, dude. And then we got fucking soft meat Maga participation trophies. Indeed, let's go, dude. We have Willem. Come on, LFG. Let's go, baby. And Pitchfork Dragon. So who's gonna tell JD Vance's couch he's not faithful? Oh, dude. That one we're going to have to look into, boss. Dude, SNL should parody this. This is insane, dude. Dude, how do they keep a straight face during this? Dude, it was Brett Cooper, dude. Look at Brett Cooper, center stage. Dude, what are we doing? Dude, she looks just like Tammy Faye Baker, dude. Look at her face, dude. She literally, with this dress, she looks like Tammy Faye, bro. She is like, what are we doing here, bro? Oh my God. Dude, I'd like an O for 200, please. Yeah. Dude, can I buy a vowel? Right? It is totally a Vanna White dress. Can I buy a vowel, please? Erika Kirk? I'd like to buy an O, right? I'd like to buy a fucking Y for 200, please. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Dude, it wouldn't be. Look at that. Oh, yeah. There's no tears. Dude, it just wouldn't be without the fucking, oh, yeah, we got to get that. Oh, there we go. We got to get it with the fucking, her wrap wings. Dude, what the fuck, dude?
I do too. I do too.
Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, wow, dude. That is crazy. The Patriot Awards, bro. Dude. That is wild, dude. What are we doing, dude? Oh my God, bro. Dude. Emotional moment. Oh shit. The little cancer kid and Erika sharing an emotional moment. Dude.
He knew that evil wins when good people stay silent.
It's heavy.
And so for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I don't stay silent. I'll keep speaking the truth.
Yeah, I'll keep touching my eye.
No matter the cost.
Dude, what's up with Brett Cooper, dude? She's literally like got her chin like on the stage, bro. Dude, look at that though. Look at the fucking, it's like a Klan meeting, dude. God damn, boss. Yeah, I'm going to continue speaking the truth too about the racism and misogyny and transphobia with TPUSA. I'm going to keep speaking the truth about how Erika Kirk has 2 doctorate degrees while simultaneously her former husband and that organization went around to every college in America telling young girls to quit school or to get an MRS degree, meaning go get married and take care of some man. Meanwhile, she's got multiple fucking degrees. Dude, Willem, let's go, baby. Dude, thank you, boss. And Pitchfork says, patriotic people can't stand this crap. This is the White Nationalist Grifter Award. It is indeed. Dude, this shit is crazy. Dude, Erika has 2 doctorates, boss. She has 2 PhDs, bro. Yes, she does, dude. She has. You ready? Let's get a list of her degrees. Okay. She has a, right? She got a degree from fucking undergraduate studies at ASU. She got a political degree, right, at ASU. Then she went to Liberty University, okay, where she fucking, where is it? She, right? So she's got the, hold on, here we go. All right. So she got her degree. She got her American Legal Studies degree, right, from Liberty, and she's getting a doctorate in Bible studies, biblical studies there as well, right? In fucking at Liberty, right? She's getting a doctorate in biblical studies as well. Dude, let's go. And she also went to Regis University too, right? She didn't get a degree though. She finished there. I mean, dude, they're not good schools, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's not like she's going to fucking Harvard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They're not good schools, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're good schools or not. What matters is that she has multiple advanced degrees, okay? And her mom is the same way. Her mom has multiple advanced degrees as well, okay? So what's crazy about that is all of the women in her family, okay, have multiple advanced degrees, okay? And while simultaneously grifting off people and telling them to quit college, right? It's a con, bro. It is a con, dude. What a bunch of cons. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude. Dude, here's the girls. Look at this. So these girls right here, okay? Alexa Anderson and Reese Eckerd, who refused to stand on a podium at a track meet with a trans athlete, are honored with the Most Valuable Patriot Award, guys. Look at that. They got a Most Valuable Patriot Award because they wouldn't get on the podium with a trans athlete. Yeah, the Karen of the Year Award.
There are so many girls who deserve this award for their courage. Girls like my friends Sophia and Maddie, who took a stand with me at that first track meet back in Oregon. And to all the girls who are currently fighting for fairness, just know nothing will happen if you do nothing. We need to fight to protect the future of women's sports and to be strong and courageous, knowing God will always be with us. Thank you.
Dude. There we go. The tweet. Oh my God. All right. Dude, isn't that insane? That is insane, bro. That shit is insane because that's the reality, right? The reality is they're like, okay, they're not going to get on the podium because of the trans woman who did well. But they're going to go to college and they're most likely going to get graped by some MAGA dudes, like most women that go to college. And the real danger is the MAGA bros. So happy the show started early today. Let's go, Beard. Let's go. You know, it's brutal, dude. It is brutal. Dude, yeah. There's like no harm to them from trans women whatsoever. Dude, well, let's go. Dude, religion in America is absolutely brutal, boss. It is just so crazy. Like, it's freakish. You know? It is. It's freakish, dude. It's like wild. Yeah, it's a business. Tax it. Dude, tax MAGA. MAGA shitheadery. Is that a tax deductible business? Unfucking believable. Now, we got to look at this Bannon quote, though. Did you see? Oh, we should tax the churches for sure. But, dude, look at this, bro. Like, dude, check this out. This is insane, right? Because they're starting to just say the quiet parts out loud now, guys. Okay? Oh, Lord have mercy. Hold on, though. I gotta do something real quick. All right, give me 1 sec here. I'm gonna bring in a little song here. I gotta fucking dude. Will, you're back. Let's go, baby. I gotta collect my fucking senses after that. After watching the Patriot Awards. Dude, let's go, baby. Dude, churches are indeed, they are making a killing. And you're right, Tuba, you're right. I mean, I think, guys, and I've said this before, the overreach that is happening now, right? The religious overreach is like so crazy, right? They went from like limiting abortion to passing laws that say, yeah, if you're 10 and you get raped, we're going to make you have the baby. And we feel good about this. And they've talked about removing birth control, the mass marauders running through the streets, the prayer vigils with them shaking pictures of Charlie Kirk and saying shit like we are all Charlie Kirk, like Christians. That's just weird, right? For Christians to be deifying a human being. The backlash, the woke 2.0 backlash is going to make like the pandemic woke look pale by comparison. You know what I'm saying? The backlash is going to be like women's lib times 10,000. I'm telling you guys, we are going to be like doing it in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like it is going to be, I mean, that kind of religious repression shit just ain't gonna hold, dude. Right? We're gonna be doing it in the streets. And I'm gonna be loving every minute of it, dude. Oh shit. I will, dude. Cause I'm crazy like that, boss. I am. Dude, that shit is crazy, bro. Trump isn't using unions. I mean, are we surprised about that? Dude, Trump, I'm telling you right now, guys, check this out. Dude, Marisol, being a widow made her the happiest person alive. It sure seems like it. So let me just tell you about the ballroom, guys, because I have a theory about that. Right? With their 300 million, Christianity isn't that anymore. It's like being a Spider-Man fan who thinks with great power comes no responsibility or consequences. Yeah, you said it, Pitchfork. So, you know what it is though, guys? It's like, I think Trump is gonna pocket most of that money. I shit you not. I think he's taking donations from all the companies and all the like whatever benefactors who are trying to get on his good side, everybody that's got mergers and shit, deals they want done. And then that ballroom is literally going to cost like $25 million to make. And the other $275 million is going to go right in his fucking pocket. Okay. I shit you not. It is going to be 100% a grift. Okay. That money is going right into Trump's pocket. And that thing will be cheap as shit, bro. Right? 100%. But I think Bannon, though, the ballroom, dude, the official Epstein ballroom. Dude, let's go, guys. We're killing it. Dude, we're halfway there. We have only had 9 left, dude. Way to go, guys. Good work. Good work, guys. We're killing it with the dance party tonight. Fucking A, boss. Fucking A, baby. We're growing up. We're growing up. But I think Bannon, though, look at this quote up here from Bannon. Steve Bannon, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. Dude, right? Oh, shit. Dude, myself included. Seattle Jen, let's go. Thank you so much. Dude. If that's not motivation, guys, right? If that is not motivation for the Democrats to do a clean sweep, to get together and party on Wayne, party on Garth, that's it. If we lose the midterms, we lose in 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. You know they are, bro. You know they deserve it too, dude.
And I will tell you right now, as God is my witness, if we lose the midterms and we lose 2028, some in this room are going to prison, myself included. They're not going to stop. They're getting more and more and more radical. And we have to counter that. And what do we have to counter it with? We have to counter it with more action, more intense action, more urgency. We're burning daylight. If you look across every aspect of this, we have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order.
Dude, but here's the problem, guys. They can't codify because they need 60 votes, okay? They need 60 votes. And if they kill the filibuster, then they're attached 100% to everything that happens from here on out. If they nuke the filibuster and just do this shit, it buries them. If they don't do it, it buries them. I mean, ultimately, I think they're just fucked, okay? Right? The best they can hope for is to grift like mad and then maybe move to El Salvador or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Will, do you think we need new leadership? So my thing about that, Will, is this. Is I don't think about that because that's a waste of fucking time because right now, whether we like it or not, we're stuck with the leadership we have and they're ensconced. And so we have to work with the leadership we have at this point. So do I think we need new leadership? I think you always do, right? And there's things I like about the current leadership and there's a whole bunch of shit I don't like. But the thing about getting into that whole leadership stuff is you have to live in reality. And the reality is we're stuck with some of these guys. So we have to like make it work with what we got. Dude, they hope they get jailed. Let's go. But yeah, I would love to see some younger blood get in there, right? And particularly Chuck Schumer, right? I mean, 𝗙𝗪𝗓𝗏𝗄 I don't like, but I don't hate him as much as Chuck Schumer. But I really wanted, my version was this, is I wanted Tim Walz to run for Senate and to take Chuck Schumer's job. That's what I wanted, okay? I wanted Tim Walz in Chuck Schumer's job. But he's not running for Senate. He's staying as Minnesota governor. But I thought him as Chuck Schumer's job would have actually been pretty good, dude. He has like a jovialness, a fucking get alongness that I thought would have been really effective in the fucking Senate, right? But yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? Chris Murphy, yeah, no, he'd be good. There's a lot of good people, but I guess the thing is like I don't get too wrapped up in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause complaining about our leadership to me feels a lot like complaining about our leadership feels a lot like blaming the coach. Okay, you know, and I'm not going to say that leadership isn't important because it is, right? But here's the deal, though, guys. Is what you need to do is instead of us crying about leadership, we need young people, young like reps and senators to stand up and be the leaders. And then that's how you topple it. You know what I'm saying? You know, is like if people start stepping up, right? Like Chris Murphy, people start stepping up like Van Hollen. You know what I'm saying? You have these people that step up and start making names for themselves. I think that's what we need more than worrying about what Chuck Schumer and 𝗙𝗪𝗓𝗏𝗄 are doing, because they will get toppled. Like their time is coming for sure. But you need to have people like establish themselves to do it, right? Because it's hard, guys. It's hard toppling the political leadership. It really is. It is like a, you know, and that's not to say it can't be done because it does get done. Look at Zoran and Cuomo. You know what I'm saying? Like you see these big knockoffs happen all the time. But you know what I'm saying? Right? Let's go. Need to end seniority. Young can't get there. I mean, they can get there. They can get there. You know, I mean, we'll see. I don't know that you're going to end seniority, guys. I just, you know, I don't know that you're going to end seniority. And I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't think seniority should be the only thing. Okay. Right. Like you shouldn't just get it like seniority, like the guy who died. Remember the cancer patient who died? What was his name? Jerry fucking whatever, who got the seat. Like, I don't like just seniority. And yet, though, at the same time, I don't like the idea of a first, like, elect senator becoming the leader either, because we do want to avoid a takeover like what Trump did to the Republican Party. Yeah, Jerry Conley. Yeah, that was bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there should be a little bit of seniority involved, right? But not necessarily like just because you're senior, you get it, right? But I don't want like first run senators necessarily being, you know, the fucking Senate leader. It is good to have somebody with a little bit of a experience. You know what I'm saying? For sure. You know, and I don't want to fucking suffer a takeover, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, experience is helpful, you know? Really not liking how AOC and Crockett have been saying the same things as MTG. However, they get none of the credit. MTG is seen as Jesus. Yeah, well, so 18-2, I'm not sure MTG is seen as Jesus, but she's definitely turning some heads, dude. Despite the media, Nancy Pelosi was ineffectual. Yeah, I don't exactly agree with that. But I know everyone's got a different opinion of Nancy Pelosi. But I think I'm glad she's retiring because she's too old and she maybe should have retired a little bit sooner. But it's hard to underestimate the power, like how well Nancy did in that role. You know what I'm saying? She did a really good job, guys. I mean, look at Mike Johnson, you know, just to see like how bad it is when you have an ineffectual speaker where they don't have control and they, you know, they're having votes come up that they're failing because they don't have the votes and they're losing popular opinion and not being able to corral their fucking president. Like Nancy Pelosi did a pretty amazing job of like managing the body and keeping them together, right? You know what I'm saying? She did. I mean, she wasn't perfect, but I thought she did pretty good. Dude, Willem, let's go, baby. Thank you, boss. But I know, you know, she also, though, is like a stock looter as well, right? You know, but dude, this shit is crazy, though. Look at this, dude, Bannon. Dude, all right, now Bannon's going to tell us. All right, Bannon here is going to tell us what we got going on, all right? Let's see what his plan is here.
More intense action, more urgency. We're burning daylight. If you look across every aspect of this, we have to codify what President Trump has done by executive order, right? We have to codify it. And people say, well, they're just going to be messing bills and pay Senate. We got to put aside these structural barriers and get on with it. President Trump today gave to the Senate when they came over for breakfast. Even Lindsey Graham, some of the guys he liked, and some of these institutions, I understand. This is a very tough decision to make. And you're going to see some people in the conservative movement that not in a million years, because I talked to him today, quite frankly, I had Hawley on the show this morning, Josh Hawley, and he's talking about it, and I'm trying to play the institution. Well, they called me up this afternoon and said, let's go through the 10 reasons we need to do it. And these are heavy hitters on what I would call the constitutional, the limited government constitutionalist in our movement. And they're about to come out over the next couple of days and make this argument because it said, look, we have to understand that if we don't take this to the maximum, a maximalist strategy now with a sense of urgency, and in doing this, seize the institutions, if we don't do that now, we're going to lose this chance forever because you're never going to have another Trump, right? You're just not going to have it.
Dude, see, it's interesting because this guy annoys me, but I think it's valid to listen to what he's talking about right now because you realize there with the sentiment, he's starting with the like, hey man, if they win, we're going to prison, okay? But he's also in a way, he's admitting something, guys. He's admitting that they're fucked as soon as Trump is done, okay? They are screwed. It is going to be the most fractured power vacuum. Everybody, like 20 different factions scrambling for power and backstabbing each other. And there's no cogent message. They have no cogent policy positions. They have no like legislative historical record. They haven't done anything for the last 20 years but obstruct. So they are like literally screwed, man. So everybody now is trying to like extract as much money as they can out of the system. But that's why he's saying we should just, they want to end the filibuster and they want to just try to like take complete sort of like legislative executive control over the whole government. Okay. And that's what he's advocating for, is kind of a, we're never going to get this again. So let's just blow the doors off it and just take control and establish this as like a permanent MAGA republic. Okay. Now, the problem is I just don't really see Congress going for this. You know what I'm saying? Dude, snow puppies around a specific pine box. Indeed, because here, let me just tell you guys. Let me tell you what John Thune knows, okay? Let me tell you what even Mike Johnson and what all of these guys, Scalise, Comer, you know what they know, guys? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to lay it out for you right now. They know that if they do this, okay, like for one, they're giving Trump the power. They're letting him run. They're letting him do whatever he wants, mostly. Okay, 90% of the time, but they know he's on a clock, and in a couple of years, he's out. But here's what they know more than anything, is if they nuke the filibuster, and if they gave complete executive control to Trump, Trump would eventually bury all of them. He would like turncoat the minute he got mad at like, right? The minute he got mad at John Thune, he would oust him. He would ruin his career. The minute he got mad at James Comer or Jim Jordan, he would like cut him off at the knees, right? They know that he can't be trusted. And they know that if they gave him the ultimate authority over themselves, he would individually destroy and bury every one of them eventually. And probably in a really traumatic and harmful way that would like damage their families for generations. So I don't think they're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to do it for him because they know he's not to be trusted. You know, they're going to give him enough rope to like hang himself while he's in there, you know, and they're going to like give him a whole bunch of leeway knowing the clock is ticking and they can, you know, just not really codify the most dangerous shit, and they're going to get some of the shit they want, but they're going to let the clock run out on him. You know, I think that's what's happening. That's what it looks like is happening. You know? Yeah. Dude, they know that Trump is not trustworthy, boss. He is like, yeah, dude, I know Dick Cheney, dude. Screw Dick Cheney, boss. But yeah, dude, this shit is wild, though. This stuff is wild. But this, though, guys, I'm telling you right now, for me, here's what I tweeted. I was like, motivation, baby. There is no bigger motivation right now. Right? There is no bigger motivation right now than to put these guys in jail. You know? All of them, dude. All of them. Every one of them, bro. In jail. Yeah, dude, we should look at that Hakeem, right? We should look at the Hakeem thing where I thought that was pretty bold too, right? That was a pretty bold move, dude, of the calling them the pedophile protectors. Dude, this is crazy, dude. I mean, think about this. Okay, now again, I think Hakeem's hand shit is pretty annoying. And he's a little too Jesus freaky himself for me. You know what I mean? Like Hakeem is. I don't find him to necessarily be the right fighter. But this particular statement here is one of the boldest things I've seen him do. Okay? Because he's literally out in a fucking congressional setting on national TV calling them out for protecting pedophiles, and he's not lying. He's not making it up. Everybody right? Everybody knows he's not lying. Even the MAGA people. Dude, like, did you see this thing? I tweeted it last night when I was editing, right? I was like an oldie but goodie. But you remember this tweet? Look at this shit. This was from September 3rd of 2024, right? Look at that. Remember when Libs of TikTok, when Trump did that interview with Fox and Friends, and it was in his New Jersey golf club? You could see the golf carts driving. There were 3 Fox people interviewing. And then Trump was like saying, oh yeah, we're releasing the Epstein list if I get elected, right? And look at that, Libs of TikTok. She said, Trump says he will release the Epstein client list if elected. The Democrat elites are shaking right now. Right? Remember that? Oh, Lord. And then you remember the Epstein White House spectacular, right? Remember this? Oh, there it is. Oh, look at that, dude. Look at what we got. We got Haya. We got fucking DC Drano down the Drano. Good old Liz Wheeler looking like she just crawled out of a tanning bed with fucking, after injecting 4 Bibles. Dude, what the fuck, bro? She just crawled out of a tanning bed that was set to like deep olive, right? To be fair enough, Hakeem isn't wrong calling them. Where's the Epstein list? I had to edit and send. You said it. Yeah, no, you're right, Pitchfork. Thank you, boss. He's not wrong. That's what I think is so brilliant about this, right? Because we have, we have Haya and doing the little fucking, hey, Epstein, yay, look at this. Oh, they're releasing it. They had all the big guns, Scott Pressler, all these fucking weirdos, Chad Prather, okay? And then look at what we got, guys. Look at, here we are, a year later, more than a year later, and here's what we got.
I guess on the Epstein files, which still have not been released, on a personal note, how does it feel to work with so many grown adults who have been obstructing the release of these Epstein files and, in effect, protecting pedophiles?
Well, the Trump administration and Mike Johnson are running a pedophile protection program. That's what they've been doing.
Dude!
And that's the reason why they refused to swear in Representative-elect 𝗙ص𝗍𝗪 for weeks now. She was elected in late September decisively. And Representative-elect 𝗙ص𝗍𝗪 still hasn't been sworn in because she'll become the 218th vote on an up or down piece of legislation that will require the Department of Justice to release the Epstein files. And yet week after week after week have gone by and Representative-elect 𝗙ص𝗍𝗪 is unable to serve 800,000 plus people in the state of Arizona, all because of the pedophile protection program being run by Mike Johnson and House Republicans at the direction of their boss, Donald J. Trump. Dude, like, no matter how you feel about Hakeem, right? No matter how you feel about him, I know there's a lot of reasons to hate this man, but that was a fucking statement, bro. I'm going to give him credit for that. I'm going to give it credit for that. He bookended it, right? He started it off with Mike Johnson and Donald Trump running a pedophile protection program, right? I know we'll get there. I saw the donos. We'll get there. I'm going to finish my thought. But he fucking started with the statement right out there, bold as can be, calling it out for exactly what it is. Then he goes along through the thing, and then in the end, he wraps it up with Mike Johnson and House Republicans, right? And at the direction of their boss, Donald Trump. That was powerful, bro. That shit is fucking gonna resonate. Dude, that shit is gonna resonate, boss. That is like, it is, especially, guys, with the amount of fucking Indy, let's go, with the amount of energy. Hold on, let me get these donos. There it is. Willem brought us in with number 21, right? And Sam, extra snow puppy's getting it over the line. Let's go. Right? Dude, so what was crazy about this, right? What was crazy about this was how
the MAGA is on our side here, okay? They don't like us. They don't want to partner with us. They think we're demons, but they want the Epstein shit released. And they are uncomfortable, right? They're right. You know what I'm saying? They are uncomfortable with it not being released. They are doubting members of their own coalition because it's not released. He told you what he was going to say. He said it. He told you what he said. Well done. Yes, indeed. And what's more, MAGA is starting to doubt Donald Trump. Okay? They are starting to doubt Donald Trump. That is big. I know we watched Bryce Mitchell, right? I know we watched the fucking UFC guy who's whacked out. But the fact of the matter is that this is a part of that. This is the catalyst. There are a lot of people out there. And I mean, it seems obvious, right? But they didn't. MAGA didn't doubt him. MAGA was like all in. They never disbelieved him. They implicitly trusted him. They would have walked off the plank for the man. And now a whole bunch of MAGA won't. A whole bunch of MAGA is upset with him. A whole bunch of MAGA thinks he's covering for those pedos. A whole bunch of MAGA thinks that he's like not really going to do the shit he thought he was going to do. I mean, dude, I've never seen it, guys. And it happened so fast. It happened so fast. And I feel like it was literally the Epstein files that did it. I mean, since then, there's been some exacerbation with Charlie Kirk and the Israel. There's definitely like you know how the Democratic Party last year had the big break inside about Israel. Now the Republican Party is having a break about Israel. And now that Charlie Kirk, after he passed with Nick Fuentes getting his foot in the door, that schism around Israel with Tucker and Nick Fuentes is going to get even crazier, okay? It is. Dude, it is going to get, like, the MAGA is getting split apart. Now the problem is, you ready? Here's the problem. The problem is, guys, is it could end up being like the Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes party. Like, we may end up with an opposition party that are just straight groypers. Okay, that may very well be what ends up like the new MAGA, maybe even worse, like more openly racist and nasty than fucking Donald Trump, dude. You know, it kind of feels like it's headed that way. You know, but I feel like they should be pretty easy to fucking beat, dude. You know. Yeah, I mean, I hear you when you say that, Eric, because it kind of already is, but I'm talking about where they're open about it, where they literally come out and say shit like we are the party of, you know, they say they're the party of whites only and shit like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they may go like straight up, dude. They may go like robes off. Dude, oh man. That is brutal, though. What a brutal thing, right? What a brutal fucking situation for fucking Trumpy, dude. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, dude, look at these girls. Look at how young these girls are. Okay, this is Maria and Annie Farmer. Okay, there's Virginia Giuffre, right? Some of these I don't even know. I can't remember her name, but she was like one of the ones who fucking, what's her name? She was Rhonda, I think is her name. She was one of the ones who like gave up the names of all the girls, right? You know what I'm saying? So Venture, like, stop saying that. Okay. I you know, maybe you haven't been in the chat, but when you say where the fuck were their parents, like they didn't have parents, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens with these abusers is they find the girls whose parents are alcoholics or drug addicts or whose parents are sexually abusing them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, not everybody has good parents. Most people don't. Okay. And these people target the kids that have bad parents. That's how they get away with it, right? You know what I'm saying? Their parents, like Virginia's parents, were sexually abusing them. And it's like, it's just the way it works, right? Predators are good at finding the prey, okay? They come from broken homes, yeah. Like people from broken homes. You know, this is shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what happens, dude. The predators they find the kids. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, right? Like, think about this. When they find a girl in high school and they give her $200 to come and give a massage, they're not going to the girl who fucking, texts her parents and, with what she's doing after school. They don't do that. They find the girls that are, usually they're the people that are getting molested with like toxic, abusive stepfathers and shit. And that's why the girls end up there. You know what I'm saying? Because what happens with these young girls, right, is, and I can speak from experience having been sexually abused, is when you're sexually abused or you're physically abused or you're dealing with shit in the home, you get into an environment with like Jeffrey Epstein and they're able to monetize that and have some little element of control. So to a sexually abused girl, finding Jeffrey Epstein was like better than what they had at home. Even though it was horrific and traumatizing, it was better than what they had at home, man. That's how it works. That's how these abusive situations work. You know what I'm saying? That's how when girls get into human trafficking shit, it's the same way. It's like, the thing that's really hard, here's the thing that's hard. Yeah, it's really rough when you read Virginia's book. You know what sucks is this. What sucks, guys, is the number of girls in America that have shitty parents. Like, I think most people have shitty parents. Most kids growing up in America today have shitty parents because their parents have not healed their childhood trauma. They haven't gone to therapy. They fucking haven't dealt with any of their own fucking personal trauma growing up. They just dump it into their kids. They hit them. They abuse them. They sexually abuse them. They verbally abuse them. They control them. They're super controlling. It's like, it's really hard. Better to not have children. I mean, I think it's just really important to go to therapy before you have kids and while you have them, right? I think it's really important, You know what I'm saying? It's really important to fucking, it's really important to fucking get therapy. And one last thing I will say though about the like where were their parents line is I think in general we should stop asking that question because the blame is really on Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, right? And in some instances there were problems at home, like Virginia's parents were fucking, her dad was so toxic. Like, dude, like I would venture to guess that if we went through the 1,000 victims or whatever in the Jeffrey Epstein case, I bet you'd find about 80 to 90% of them were sexually abused, right? No doubt in my mind. We're oldish now. They call us Unk. Let's go. Thank you, Pitchfork. Yeah, dude, that too. What Krygo said is even having bad parents doesn't excuse Jeffrey Epstein's behavior. Dude, that shit is crazy. Look at how young they were, though. That's so brutal, dude. Mike Johnson is starving families and gutting healthcare to cover up the Epstein files. Change my mind, dude. Oh, shit. Let's go, dude. Oh, Lord have mercy. Dude, it's brutal. And look at this. Look at all the Trump Epstein, right? Trump and Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, dude, he was buddies with these guys. Yes, I did see that. Sandwich guy. Dude, sandwich guy got off. Dude, look at this. You ready? Look at this shit. Oh, dude, I have to keep this one, dude. Look at that shit, dude. That's RFK Jr. and Jeffrey Epstein, and this is RFK's wife who unalived herself, guys. Right? This is the one who he was having many affairs. Like he had 26 affairs with different women. He kept track of it in a book. He kept a book, a diary of all his adultery. And then his wife, who had a lot of mental health struggles, she found the book. And then eventually she unalived herself. Right? There they are, dude. He was on the jet. He was on the jet, dude, RFK Jr. And he's definitely had some issues, improprieties with babysitters and shit. Brutal, right? Dude, yeah, it's brutal. Oh, look at that, though. There's another one, guys. See, this is another motivation, right? You see that? The Bannon is in the Epstein files. We know Trump is in the Epstein files. I'm telling you guys, I think this is part of the reason why Steve Bannon's trying to sell everybody on seizing the institutions. Okay? They're all in it. Dude, I can't stand Elon Musk. And that shit with $1 trillion package from Tesla, like really? A trillionaire? Like great. So Elon can go and just sabotage everybody's government. RFK was on the jet. Yeah, Matt. RFK was on the jet twice. Right? He was on the jet twice on the Lolita Express. But yeah, dude, these guys, you know, these guys are all fucking, they are all in on it, bro. And there she is, 𝗪𝗡𝗪𝗃. She's waiting. Dude, what is this, bro? You ready? Look at this shit. Dude, let's find David Schuster's fucking Twitter. Hold on. Dude, what is this? Look at this. This was yesterday. Dude, this stuff is heating up, guys. Okay? This stuff, dude, Elon is in the files. Okay, crickets? Elon is definitely in the files. There are emails that have been released that show that there were meetings, or Elon, like Epstein was trying to get Elon to the island. There were Peter Thiel, Elon, Ehud Barak, all kinds of meetings going on. They are all in it, dude. They are all in there, bro. They are all in there. But look at this. You ready? Let's follow this fucking thread that we got here. Okay? It just says one. I don't see any additional tweets, so we may have to dig around on his page. But he says a few GOP House members say they've heard from FBI DOJ contacts that the Epstein files with copies in different agencies are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls. Speculation/rumors are sweeping through the GOP caucus. So, dude, that's insane. That is an insane statement, okay? That House members are saying they're hearing they're worse than what Michael Wolff said, okay? Worse. He says this is apparently adding to the expectation that once Rep. Grijalva is sworn in and signs the Massey discharge petition, triggering a House vote 7 legislative days later, more than 100 plus Republicans will vote with all Dems to release the files to get in front of what's coming. No way, bro. Dude, this shit, I want to rock them all, dude. I'm serious. And I don't care if a bunch of Dems go down, dude. I want to rock them all, okay? He says several GOP lawmakers were also spooked by Bondi's testimony to the Senate a few weeks ago. Asked specifically by White House if the FBI has the alleged photos described by Wolf or if Bondi has seen him, Bondi refused to say. She didn't give a denial. Remember this, guys? We covered that. We covered that part. Let's go back and look at that video, dude. It was White House and Bondi. We covered that. It was a huge deal because she attacked him for attacking her, but she did not deny it. You ready? Watch right here, dude. Here it is.
Let me ask you something else. There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
You know, Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right, when you're the one who was taking money from one of Epstein's closest confidants, I believe. I could be wrong, correct me, Reid Hoffman.
That's not what he asked you, though, Pam Bondi, but thank you for chiming in there.
Who was with Jeffrey Epstein on multiple occasions.
He's
and the
not
senator
enthused.
sitting right next to you
He doesn't care.
tried to block the flight logs from being released. Yet you're grilling me on President Trump and some photograph with Epstein? Come on.
The question is, did the FBI find those photographs that have been discussed publicly by a witness who claimed Jeffrey Epstein showed them to him? You don't know anything about that. Okay.
See, here's the problem. You ready? Now, we know she did the dog and pony show, but here's the problem, guys. Why didn't she say no? No, I have not seen those photos. No, those photos don't exist. So, right? Yeah, she has no reply because they're like, holy shit, we know those photos exist. She'd be in jail. Lying to Congress under oath, that's a problem. Okay? Giving false statements to Congress, lying to Congress, that's why fucking, Michael Cohen went to prison. She would be in prison. Okay? But she didn't say no. Okay? She didn't say no. She didn't say they don't exist. Right? And so everybody in Congress, everybody who saw this was like, holy fucking shit. Now we know why Michael Wolff ain't getting sued for defamation. And you ready? What else we got, though? Is we got this, guys. Okay? We got this. This is an oldie but goodie, but this is fucking really important. Right? Remember this little fucking piece of information right here, guys. Here it is.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Look at his face!
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Have you ever had a
Again, he didn't say no. He didn't say no, dude. Dude, that's the easiest no, right? You know what I'm saying? If somebody asked me if I have, have I ever socialized with girls under the age of 18, right? I'd be like, no, I'm not socializing with girls under the age of 18. No, I have not, right? That has not happened. Unless I'm socializing with my son's friends, I have not socialized with fucking, right? I mean, it's the easiest fucking no to give, bro. Dude. Okay. So let's go back here. Now we have those pieces of information. Okay. This is the thing. Bondi didn't give a denial. Okay. That is huge. That Bondi didn't give a denial, dude. So that is some bold shit, bro. That is a huge shit coming up. See, I mean, guys, I really think, okay, I really think there's something massive here, okay? It's pretty obvious by the behavior. Like this shit they're doing with 𝗙ص𝗶𝗹𝗀, right? The way that they're not swearing her in, and it's been 40 days. They've never done that before. There's no reason they can't swear her in. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason that they shouldn't swear her in. Dude, let's see if there's other commentary about the 𝗙ście stuff. Yeah, it's like 44 days, bro. Dude, this is crazy. Dude, he says that they include photos linking. You know those photos exist, guys. We know they do, man. You know what I'm saying? We know those photos exist. Okay? Epstein files reportedly worse for Trump than Republicans feared. The panic inside the Republican Party just got even more frantic. Multiple House Republicans are freaking out after hearing from DOJ that this shit is especially compromising. Now, again, we know it had to be compromising because we saw how they turned tail, okay? We saw how they turned tail, right? They literally, in March, they were like, this shit is coming out. Bongino's like leading the victory parade. And 6 weeks later, they were like, this doesn't exist. There is no list. Sorry, right? Bongino's like, trust me, it's all gone, right? Kash Patel is sitting there saying it's not my lane. Elon Musk is like, Trump's in the files. Dude, the truth will come out. Oh, man. So 𝗙ście said that Republicans have told him they've been warned by DOJ and FBI contacts that the material is bad, okay? And they said it's even worse than the dozen Polaroids that Michael Wolff described. Okay, now you remember Michael Wolff described those Polaroids at a pool, right? They're outside Epstein's Palm Beach mansion by the pool. Trump is there with young girls, topless, and he has a stain on his pants, and they're all making fun of the stain on his pants. But it was like Trump and young underage topless girls by Epstein's pool. But now the FBI is saying, well, it's even worse than that. And one thing I will say, though, is that I'm certain there's worse because Epstein was a documenter. And for those of you guys saying about like deleting this shit, here's the reason why you can't delete it, guys. Okay? I know you think you like saw the Pelican Brief or you see some James Bond thing and you think, oh, they're just going to scrub out the Donald Trump stuff. But what you have to realize with this, guys, is this is a multi-agency fucking investigation that started with the Palm Beach police, went through the Palm Beach County Courthouse, through the FBI in the Southern District, through the FBI in the Northern District, through all the interviews that these young ladies and people that have done and the evidence that has been extracted, that like this shit has been copied and recorded in so many different police agencies and so many different things. You would have to get rid of all of it. Like if you started pulling out this piece or that piece, it would show up in hundreds of other locations. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's just one folder. It's like 100,000 documents. Through Pitchfork, Epstein had the pee-pee tape. He probably did. So you know what I'm saying? It's like it is so interlaced and interspersed with different people's accounts and lawyers and depositions from different lawsuits that it would be impossible for them to pluck this shit out because it's so complicated. You just couldn't do it. And that's why they're hiding. I mean, if they could have just plucked it out, it would have been gone and released. But this shit has been copied and recorded in multiple fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's just not that simple. It's not like snapping a photo of it and throwing something in a burn bag and it's all over with, you know? And so Jen, I'm going to answer that question. So the reason why the Democrats didn't do anything with the files was because they were prosecuting Ghislaine Maxwell. So the Democrats did do something with the files. They prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell. And they had witnesses on the stand, and Maureen Comey secured a 20-year sentence. Okay, then Ghislaine started appealing. And so they couldn't release anything after she started appealing because that would have affected the appeal, right? If they had released something, she would have gotten off the 20-year sentence. So they did prosecute her. They actually used them to win a conviction. And it was a very convincing trial. Like they buried her, right? But then she's been appealing ever since. So that shit is just sat on ice. Now, though, it's complicated because now Trump has put her in that work camp and he's interrupted her experience. I think now they don't really care. They're not worried so much about an appeal because now it's like, all right, I think they're going to unload this whole thing and they're going to start prosecuting like a lot of people, and maybe a lot of people are going to get canceled, you know what I'm saying? And so it's fucking crazy, bro. It's fucking crazy, dude. All right. So Trump's own biographer said he saw the pictures. Okay. We've seen Michael Wolff 1,000 times say he saw these pictures. Okay. And now the Republicans are hearing that they're there. Okay, after Pam Bondi refused to answer White House's direct question, right? The tensions exploded behind closed doors. She tried to dodge, but if the report is true, the Epstein files could expose a massive cover-up involving Trump and his allies. Republicans know it. That's why they're terrified. When Trump rants about witch hunts, dude, I'm telling you guys, age of Aquarius, baby. These guys are going down. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. And can I just tell you, like, those of you who have been sexually abused will relate to this. So I was sexually abused as a kid, okay? And I didn't know it. I didn't remember it. I stuffed it down. But of course, as I got into my late teen years, I started exhibiting some of the promiscuity behaviors and addiction behaviors that it was pretty obvious something happened, but I still wasn't paying attention. And you kind of live in this world where it happened, but it didn't really happen because it's just sort of like not in your viewpoint. And then what happened is one thing happened with one of my half brothers who was schizophrenic and went off his medication that like triggered something in me. And I remembered one thing. And then a couple years later, I remembered something else. And then a couple years later, I went and I did some therapy. And then a couple years later, I took an acting class and the teacher said, yeah, I think you have some trauma. I recommend EMDR. And then slowly but surely, the puzzle pieces come together. But then what happened is eventually you get to a point where enough of the puzzle comes together that the whole thing just picks up steam. And there's no stopping your remembering and your recovery, okay? It all just comes surging and you just pile through it. But then the recovery happens and the healing really begins. This case is kind of like that, where it started and it got initiated, there was movement, then it stalled, then it showed up a couple years later because Virginia Giuffre sued Ghislaine Maxwell for defamation. That put depositions in a public record that reporters found out. Julie K. Brown, Epstein gets arrested. Acosta steps down from labor secretary. Epstein's dead. Brunel gets arrested. He ends up dead. And then it resurfaces again. Ghislaine gets convicted. Trump wins election again, which kind of like keeps it lingering. Like if he had just not won the election, this probably goes away, right? The files just sit there. And you know what I'm saying? If he hadn't won election, I bet the files sit there while Ghislaine appeals for 10 years and everyone kind of forgets about it. but he won again saying he was going to release it. And now, though, there's like worldwide support. There's support in Congress. There's support in MAGA. There's support everywhere. The women are feisty. Virginia Giuffre, like, unalives herself, maybe. We don't know what's up. But now I feel like they're over the hill. Like they've hit that part where so much of this has come out and been exposed and gained steam, the birthday book and, you know, Epstein's estate giving shit, that they aren't going to be able to stop it. Like you get to a point where you're not going to be able to stop it. And I think we're at that point. I think it's going to come off the rails, guys. I think it's coming, dude. You know what I'm saying? I think it is coming, dude. It is like, you know, it is gonna fucking, it's gonna show up, dude. This picture's not real, by the way. Just FYI. Dude, release the Epstein files. Dude, I'm so excited, bro. I am, dude. I'm ready. I'm ready for some heads to roll, bro. You know what I mean? Aren't you? Dude, this whole election was a mandate. Donnie mandate, definitely, right? All right, let's see what else we got. Hold on. Dude, I want to do two more things. The clock is ticking. That was some unexpected gold. I didn't expect to hit Schuster's thing right there. Right? Is it possible? Yeah, no, in Amos, I talked about that. If you want to roll back like 5 or 10 minutes in the stream, I talked about that. And there's no way that anybody can be wiped, right? The files are just, they're like hundreds of thousands of pages that have been copied and logged in multiple different police agencies, all from interconnected testimony and court depositions and shit. There's no wiping them, which is why we're at this point, right? It is like there's no way. It's just a behemoth that is bigger than like one man or bigger than one fucking incident. And this really, what One Star said there is really pertinent, okay? This is the ultimate thing here, guys, is that when it comes to it, like Trump literally is the main character. He is. Dude, his modeling agency was the blueprint for Jean-Luc Brunel and Jeffrey Epstein's modeling agency. He was good friends with Ghislaine Maxwell's father, okay? He knew Ghislaine Maxwell before he knew Epstein. And in fact, Trump was no doubt, I will go out and say this, I bet Donald Trump was the reason Epstein was even able to build what he built was because of Donald Trump. Like Trump fucking made the pathway for him. And if you go back to the very first report, okay, it's Maria and Annie Farmer. Let me just show you these two ladies, okay? All right, right here, Maria and Annie Farmer. I'm going to pull out the pictures of them. There's a great photograph of them right here. This is the photo that everybody uses of them. So this is Annie Farmer, and this is her older sister, Maria, okay? So Annie Farmer, right here, Maria Farmer, she's the first person to call the FBI in 1996, okay? A full 11 years before he actually got busted, okay? Maria Farmer found out her sister had been abused by Jeffrey Epstein, all right? Her sister Annie. And Maria Farmer one night went to Jeffrey Epstein's office and had this interaction with Donald Trump showing up, and Donald Trump thinking she was supposed to be for him, and Epstein took Trump in the back room. No, she's not yours. She's not here for you. Like, took him in there. So she called the FBI and reported Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, okay, for trafficking and SA in 1996. She was the one who documented it. And they still have that report that original report. And then 10 years later, she reached out to them again and they never did anything. And then eventually, you know, he got busted with the Palm Beach girls and the whole thing built steam. But that very first report by this young lady was Trump and it was Epstein. Okay. They were intertwined in the 90s. They like Epstein and Donald Trump were like inseparable, those guys. Okay. And yeah, there's been a lot of people who've unalived themselves, a lot of people that have recanted their stories. Dude, they do look sad. Yeah. I mean, they've been through a lot, man. These women have been through a lot, you know, and watching these guys get away with this shit for like 30 years, bro. 30 years, man. Unfucking believable, dude. But, dude, it's happening, boss. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, dude, it's happening, bro. All right? It is happening. Dude, all right. Now, that being said, I want to watch a little bit of Candace O, dude. I need to get a little Candy O, okay? I know we're covering like real serious politics and it's important, but dude, she watched the Erika Kirk interview, guys. I got to see this. She watched the Erika Kirk interview with Jesse Waters. And I gotta see it, bro. Dude, I'm in on this story. And I feel like it's helping fracture the MAGA shit. Right? So it's important, dude. Dude, we gotta do it. We gotta do it, boss. I know you hate me because I like the gossipy shit. But like, dude, I feel like this shit is very important. Every video I can make about like how shitty the TPUSA world is, and every video I can make about how fraudulent those guys are, every little gossipy, trashy video I can make is helping fracture their shit, dude. And I just got to see what she says, dude. Does she show text? Of course she does, dude. Of course she does. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got, boss. I was watching a little bit of it. I fucking scrolled through. Oops, I didn't mean to close that. And then we're going to look at MTG too, dude, because MTG, dude, what is going on with MTG, dude? She's like 100% woke now. Right? MTG is, boss. Dude, look at this shit, though. Right? Right? Is this it? No, that's not it. This one, Erika Kirk's interview. Oh, shit. Dude, Candy O, baby. Dude. She still loves Trump. Who still loves Trump? Candy O does? Dude, somebody said, who's like Dwight in The Office? Dude, are saying, wait, I'm seeing you guys talk. Who's a harlot? Are they talking about MTG? Or, cause first off, with MTG, like I think she's really trying the Senate run, right? I mean, but she said shit on the View of like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist anymore. I got suckered in by the media. Like, she's saying some bold shit, right? Joe says, not gossipy. This murder is mysterious for sure. No, this is. For me, the gossipy part is like Candy O and Erika but guys, I have a personal thing here. Like, I want to end TPUSA, guys. I do. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. And right now, just being a YouTuber with 70,000 subs, I certainly don't have the wherewithal to do it. But I think TPUSA is dangerous. It is like a real child grooming organization that's being funded by a lot of right-wing evangelical, like take all your rights away money, right? The Club America rebrand. And they cover essays. Like, there's a lot of toxic rape culture behavior in there. Okay. But Fox News, though, you're not going to bring Fox News down. I think TPUSA can be brought down. I think it can. I think it can be brought down. It just needs, like, scandals need to be unearthed. right? That's what needs to happen. Scandals. The more we catch the people in positions of power lying and covering shit up, the more they lose credibility. The more high schools are like, whoa, we're not going to be involved in this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like, you got to go after it. Fox can be brought down. Well, dude, you bring it down then, Matt. If you got the way to bring Fox down, I say fucking by all means, I support you while you do that. But I'm not investing my time there. I'm investing my time here in 𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃. Dude, she's my favorite right winger, dude. She is. Dude, I love 𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃, boss. Dude, she's crazy. She is. Dude, she is crazy, bro. Ah. I know she has top podcast, dude. It's because of Charlie, boss. Oh, let's go, baby.
Party, and I want to be able to say something against Democrats and Republicans. And we're doing that. We're speaking truth.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
On this don't have time to even watch the show.
And now I bring to you 𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃. Dude, 𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃. Dude, I'm double fisting it. Yeah, my massage therapist told me to drink some hot tea, right? Dude, let's go. Selling out all the Republicans? Yeah, no, I know she ain't woke, but MTG is definitely trying to move right in the center for a Senate run, dude. All right? Dude, yeah, no, TPUSA, those got to go down. You ready? Here we go. Let's go.
He's just constantly putting out fires. Could not have done this without all of you guys for letting me know that it's okay to just be honest. And it was definitely a trying year, realizing that, especially now, the conservatism thing, what is...
Candy, oh, candy, oh, I can't let you go. Dude, you know what? Hey, guys, you know what I just thought of? Like, we'll revisit this, but before we get into 𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃 here, what if MTG is trying to get out ahead of the Epstein shit? Like, what if she realizes that huge portions of the Republican caucus are going down, and so she's trying to, like, pave a way to somewhere near the middle to where she can separate from those guys and survive. And right, she's building a little bit of, like, you know, I mean, we know she's running for Senate, okay? We know she's running for Senate, but I think she may be trying to get ahead of this thing. Right, she sees the iceberg and she's trying to be nice enough that maybe the Dems will put her on their boat, right? So maybe they won't fucking throw her down. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I think all of this is Epstein, bro.
Conservatism, the Republican Party is going through a moment. I don't want to be tied down to the Republican Party, and I want to be able to say something against Democrats and Republicans. And we're doing that.
She doesn't want to be tied down to the Republican Party, bro.
Speaking truth. We're going to continue to speak truth, and we're very excited today. And one of the things that we are speaking truth about right now, and which my haters are like, it's because you're talking about Charlie Kirk. You know, you guys change this every month. First it was, it's because of the Brigitte Macron thing. It's because of the Kamala Chronicles. It's because of the Blake Lively lawsuit.
It's Kamala. Like, goddamn, say her name right. Dude, that annoys me. You know it's Kamala. Come on now,
The common
𝗙𝗑𝗋𝗃.
denominator here is me looking for truth. And I think people are catching on to the fact that I'm sincerely looking for truth, and I don't care what enemies I make along the way. And obviously, I'm making a lot of enemies right now, for some reason, looking into the Charlie Kirk assassination and the lies that we are being told. Anyways, let's get into Erika Kirk. Obviously, it was a very anticipated interview. I think we didn't really know what we were going to get. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like more about the investigation. And obviously, in retrospect, that's not what it was about, because it's Fox News, and Fox News is not going to do this like heavy investigation. It was kind of more giving her a platform to speak about how things have changed for her, how things have changed for Turning Point USA, what it's like being at the helm of the organization, what are her thoughts about what that organization is going to look like going forward. And I'm speaking about Jesse Waters, who hosted this discussion, also trailed her at the event that she did with J.D. Vance at the University of Mississippi. Now, people around the world obviously have been moved by Erika's commitment to her Christian faith, the strength, obviously, that it takes for her to look after her kids, to look after herself, plus to steward this massive company, all while she's grieving, right? And that's kind of one of the things that stood out the most to a lot of people. But I would say the Christian message is what has resonated the most when she got up on stage and she said that I forgive him pretty instantly. I mean, when was the memorial event? It was only 10, 11 days after he was assassinated. I think it was even less, maybe. It was like the 19th, 9 days after he was assassinated. Oh, sorry, the 21st. Mansplained in my ear. Thank you, Mark. So Jesse asked her about the harder moments that she has encountered becoming a widow. And she shared that nighttime is the hardest. She also shared her experience with the emotions of being a widow compared to the emotions that other widows may experience when grappling with sudden loss. And here's what she had to say. Take a listen.
It's so easy to be in a position of feeling regret when you lose someone you love. And I tried to read a book by C.S. Lewis because he lost the love of his life. He was only married to her for 4 years.
I'm sorry, it's hard.
I think it's called A Grief Absurd. And it was a very hard book to read. Not because it was about grief, but because in the opening pages he talked about how angry he was with God. And I've never felt that. I'm not angry with God.
Dude, this shit is so weird, dude. Like, she's going on TV talking about her relationship with this invisible entity that there's no proof it even exists. And they're the ones who want to say we're mentally ill. Like, it feels like a stretch, doesn't it?
Never have I questioned, why, Lord, are you putting me through this? Why are you testing me? Why are you...
Dude, they're testing her, right? Like, dude.
He's so good, and he's so sovereign. And I know he uses everything.
So sovereign.
Everything. Even what the enemy meant for evil.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking just how sovereign our Lord and Savior fucking Chuck E. Cheese is.
And I have no regrets.
So when I saw this moment, I was just thinking about myself and a lot of emotions and grieving that I have experienced and all the emotions that I've shared with you guys and the anger that I have felt. And I want to be very clear that I am not that example that she is giving. Like I could have never, and I know that so many people agree with this, I could have never forgiven Tyler Robinson for whatever part he played in this. And obviously I'm saying whatever part he played in this because I don't believe that he was the lone person involved. I don't even think he's the person that killed Charlie Kirk. But even if you believe all of those things, I never could have turned around and forgiven him that quickly, right? And I have not even processed. I definitely, when I prayed about this, asked a ton of questions to God. And yeah, she is absolutely right in what she is saying. And she is delivering to us what the biblical teaching is on these matters. But I could not feel that way. And so I was questioning myself, listening to this, like, what is wrong with me? Like, well, actually, what is wrong with me? Why am I not able to get to forgiveness? Why am I not able to, or why am I rather questioning and asking why, and why doing this to somebody so young? I mean, even my dad, by the way, was so impacted. He met Charlie.
Yeah, dude, the more I see this and them like shaking the pictures of Charlie and stuff, there is like, dude, the religious revival, like this is like weird mega church shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is like weird mega church shit. Her parents are fucking like, they work for aerospace companies that make drones. Okay, her parents, this Christian girl, right? This devout Jesus-y Christian girl, her parents are like, you know, CEOs of drone fucking companies that like sell shit to the military to go kill people. Erika Kirk, that's her parents. Her mom runs a company and her dad runs another company. They're not together anymore, but two separate companies that make military shit. They make weapons, the military weapons, and they have government contracts. Okay. They're like, you know what I'm saying? That's like the least Christian background you could imagine. There's no way Christians can be, you cannot believe the word of Jesus. You cannot believe the doctrine of Jesus and be making missiles and drones, right? Yeah, thou shalt not kill. It doesn't give any disclaimer. There's no asterisk on that commandment about wars or police or death penalty. There's no asterisk. It's a real simple statement. And man, if you look at a philosophy like Buddhism, you ready for this? So Buddhism isn't a religion. There's no deity. It's just a philosophy of meditation and awareness. But Buddhism has precepts, okay? And I studied Buddhism. I practice a little bit of it. I don't call myself a Buddhist, but it's definitely the philosophy that I align most with that exists. But so Buddhism has a precept that is, you can't make weapons and you can't sell intoxicants, okay? That's like a precept that you should, you know, it's not like a commandment. You're not doomed if you do it, but it's a standard that Buddhists try to live by where they don't make things that destroy people. They don't profit off destruction and harm. So you're not going to sell any type of intoxicant. You're not going to sell any type of weapon. You're not going to be in that type of business. Okay. And that really makes a lot of sense. You know, it's part of the reason why I quit gaming was because I felt like I was making money off kids being addicted to a video game. And it just didn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? It didn't feel right to me. It felt like dirty money, you know, but like some of these Christians, these evangelical right-wing Christians, they have no problem with that shit, right? They have no problem with weapons and loads of money and power and undercutting people to gain more power, lying, cheating, sneaking. As long as they're doing it in service of the Lord, they seem to be like fine with it all.
A couple of times, but he was so impacted by Charlie's assassination that it made him go, I want to be, I remember my dad said this, like, I want to be a better grandfather and a better father because I look at myself and I'm older and I haven't lived a life anywhere near as admirable as Charlie has lived his life. This is, my dad literally said this to me on the phone. And it makes me feel like, why him? Why did this happen to Charlie Kirk? And I just, I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was going, wow, what is wrong with me that I have felt all of those things, that she has had the wisdom to just not go through that. You know what I mean? Or not, I guess I shouldn't say not go through that, but not fixate on that. I couldn't today, after everything that's happened, be like, I forgive Tyler Robbins. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I think maybe if I'm assessing myself and being hypercritical of myself right now, it's because I cannot forgive until I know what happened. I don't know what I'm forgiving, actually, until I know what happened. And
see, I don't believe Erika forgave anyone, dude. If you see the way she talks, she isn't forgiven. She's filled with vindictiveness. She said she forgive to be the like honorable Christian person, but she's full of crap, dude, right? They don't even know what happened to this guy. There's so many questions around this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, the more I see her, the more I feel like maybe she was in on it. But you know, it's so grandstandy. I did see you guys talking about like the MAGA Christians. And one of the things that I see with this new breed of Christianity is they believe that being ruthless is like what God wants them to do, right? The new breed of MAGA Christians believe they're supposed to be ruthless, that God wants them to be ruthless and to ostracize and to judge and to throw out right? It's like some weird distortion of Christianity where instead of being humble and pious and with no self-righteousness, they believe the self-righteousness and the fighting and the taking control is like what God wants them to do, right? It's really toxic. All right,
and this might move into what we're going to get into later, where she answers the question, we're going to get to it right now, actually, of whether or not she believes that they have caught the true killer of Charlie Kirk.
Here we go.
Right?
All right.
Do you believe that? The person that we have in custody, is that the person that pulled the trigger? Is that the only person that pulled the trigger? Anyways, I want you to hear it directly from her and not me recapping what she said or reiterating it, rather. It's gone viral because of what she didn't say, to be honest with you. Take a listen.
Do you think they've caught your husband's killer?
So, something I'm so grateful for is that we have one of the most incredible teams for this case. I would never wish it upon anybody to have to go through what we are going through.
Dude, she's not answering the questions. It's feeling a little bit like Pam Bondi's fucking interview, isn't it?
To have seen the autopsy report, to have seen the different evidence portions that have been collected, I trust our team.
I trust our team. So, dude, she didn't answer, right? Dude, there is an autopsy report, Dak. There is. It's not released because of the trial and shit, but there's an autopsy. There's a woman. You have to do an autopsy in Utah with any type of murder. It's required by law. So there's an autopsy. No one's seen it, right? She's saying she's seen it, but like none of that is leaked out. Mostly, I think, around the trial. But dude, yeah, that was a really weird answer. Okay, she didn't answer. She just said, "Oh, we're blessed to have this fucking amazing team. I trust our team." And so, I mean, when she answers like that, you think, wow, dude, she's in on it. I mean, doesn't it seem like she's in on it? Like, tell me that answer was not the biggest she's in on it, like, alarm bell I have seen yet. I mean, I thought some of her behavior was really bizarre. I mean, just the fact that she jumped into the driver's seat, right? You have kids and your husband is murdered in an outrageously violent way in front of the whole world. You have kids. You're stepping back. You're going to go and grieve and try to process this, find his killer, make sure that there's justice around your husband, right? But she didn't do any of that. She's just like, the next day, she's like standing there with the empty chair, vowing retribution, the pyrotechnics, the fundraising email. She's the president of TPUSA. She's like capitalizing on this. She's like, she has hit the ground running to just like build the Erika Kirk brand and do every TV appearance she possibly could and stand up in front of pyrotechnics and shit and try and create a Christian nationalist like army or whatever. Dude, that's weird behavior, man. Like, the more I see her, the more I think, dude, she's part of this, bro. Like, let's see what Candace says.
So it's not a straight yes or no. And the implication could be that she trusts the team to find more or to get answers, or if this is not it, to tell her what the true answers are. And I think that's why this is going viral, because they're going, okay, does she actually believe that Tyler Robinson acted alone? And obviously Jessie is not going to push her on that, because it would have probably felt more like an interrogation rather than just sitting down and speaking through some of these topics that are probably hard to talk about in general. But I am hopeful that what she's implying is that she trusts her team to do the due diligence. She says that she has seen the autopsy report. She has seen certain things. Obviously, none of us have seen the autopsy report. And I don't know. I didn't know what to make of that. Is she saying that there's more that's going to come out? Is that kind of a foreshadowing that more is going to come out and things are going to be clear. I hope so. I really do. Because in terms of what the public has seen so far, I would say nothing has been convincing. And I'm trying to imagine what they would have that the public hasn't seen that could be sort of a smoking gun. And in theory, it would be the footage, right? Tyler Boyer said, we have footage in 4K, all of the stuff when he was tweeting. And similarly, not the university, but somebody else was saying that, at every angle, every area of the university is covered. Their excuse for not showing the public was they didn't want it to in any way impact the case. That has never made sense to me. That excuse has never made sense to me. In fact, I would imagine that when there was a manhunt going on, before you even thinking about the case, but rather thinking about keeping people safe, that would have been a good time to drop some clear footage of the individual.
I mean, it's true. They only released like the one blurry picture, right?
But it's possible. It's possible they have actual clear footage of Tyler Robinson jumping down onto the rooftop and firing the shot. That's all.
See, we know, okay, the parking lot camera, okay? They have the parking lot camera where it shows Tyler run across the roof of the building and jump down and run. We know that that camera gets the whole roof. So if he went up those stairs on that walkway, climbed over the railing, went down on the roof, laid down, fired that gun, shot, packed it up, and came running, all of that is going to be captured on that one camera. I mean, they show us the end of it with him running across, but they've got to have the shot. If it came from him on that roof, it's on that camera. Yeah, one shot, right? And so, I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't show it. It's like, it's this camera, dude. It's this. You ready? It's this. It's this camera right here, guys. It's this one. Look at this. Here it is. Okay? It's a wide angle. All right? This is where the shot took place. Right there. Okay? Like literally, like right here is where he was on that building. Okay? That's it. Somewhere right there. He climbed over this railing from the walkway, walked over here, set up, fired the shot, and then it shows him running from here behind this thing and across. But if he shot, it shows the whole thing, okay? It shows the whole fucking thing from this angle. That entire situation, you're going to see him crawling over the rail. You're going to see him ducking down and waiting. You're going to see him go over, set up, break out the gun, load the gun, everything, right? It's all going to be visible there, and whatever he did after the shit, okay? There's no doubt in my mind that, like, that would all be on that camera.
Possible. And so we're just going to have to wait and see on that. Now, I'm going to say, personally, and maybe even selfishly, probably selfishly, again, I'm fallen. I am very fallen, obviously. I was extremely excited that she responded to the Catholic innuendo once and for all in her own way. Obviously, it was not a direct question or anything. But two things happened here. One, you probably didn't catch, which is behind Jessie and Erika as they're walking backstage at the University of Mississippi event that they headlined. There was a priest. Look in the corner there. I know a priest collar when I see one. Yep, that is the same priest that she took with her to the hospital when Charlie was shot. And I don't know. I am maintaining that I think this may have been about more than the architecture.
See, isn't this weird, guys? Like, isn't this weird how there's like a convergence of all of these major political figures right now? And it's like we're inside an episode of The Exorcist, where they are all living these crazy Catholic, religious, they got priests like following them around. They're doing prayer vigils, laying hands, speaking in tongues. You know what I'm saying? It is like the level of religiosity happening right now. and all the people are like adulterers and con men. You know what I'm saying? They're like, everybody in the movement is like fucking around, degenerate, closeted gay, while simultaneously being anti-LGBTQ. I mean, it's like the whole thing is like a giant fraud of like prayer, right? It's like they use this religion to maintain this aura of being moral and just and pious, while meanwhile they're the crookedest, most conniving, deceitful, and outrageous people possible, right? But they're hanging out like, you know, they're making decisions with our welfare, and they're asking some random fucking priest, what should I do? You know, it's like, it's fucking weird, bro. It's fucking weird.
And in case you are not there yet, in addition to that, the priest being caught behind the scenes there, they traveled with Erika, and she discusses Charlie's affinity for Saint Michael. Take a listen.
When we first started dating, I asked him, I was like, why don't you wear a cross? I was like, why? You say you're a Christian, but you don't wear a cross. He's like, I don't know. I'm not a jewelry guy. And I was like, I understand. So for his first birthday present, I got him this cross. And then throughout time, I would always add different medals to it. And so he loved St. Michael. And so, yeah, every time he'd put this on, he just felt like it was his armor.
Dude, St. Michael, she's got like $100,000 worth of gold rings and shit. It's just bizarre, dude.
Are we done here, guys? He felt like St. Michael was his armor, okay?
Apparently.
Now, I wanted to point that out because in retrospect, I get more and more just amazed and upset at how vicious and cruel and unnecessary people are. Just all of the videos people made when I wasn't even mentioning it as a big deal. I was doing a tribute video to Charlie and being like, we were all hoping that he was going to take the step and become Catholic, gave no details. And the next thing I knew, Operation Christian Zionist Influencer was, while I was in a state of trauma and grieving, coming after me and saying that it wasn't true. And I don't think any of them have made videos since clarifying that no, Candace seems to have been telling the truth, because who cares about the truth when you can just like dunk on Candace? But I thought that was a very natural way to kind of respond to it. And, you know, she's probably not going to give us any more because she doesn't have to give us any more. Like I said from the beginning, he didn't convert to Catholicism, but it's just kind of okay for us to tell the truth about where he was at on his spiritual journey. I don't know why that's a big deal at all, outside of just hating Catholics, which is what I am receiving a lot of that as.
Dude, it's so weird, right? Because like I'm watching this to just get any juice on Erika Kirk to content, right? Because I want to sow division in Maga. But like, who are her actual fans? Right? There are people that watch Candace Owens that are like concerned about like conversion to Catholicism. Who watches this shit, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, dude. Like, other than if you're memeing it and making fun of it and making content, but like, dude, who?
And there's just been so many lies that have been told, and we're going to get into more of them later. And the frustration that I have with people who purport to care about Charlie, why they peddle ridiculous, tiny lies. Doesn't make sense to me.
See, you're right. I saw somebody say that there's not a lot of difference between Catholicism and evangelicalism. There's not, but the one thing about, right, the one thing about Catholicism is it's a machine. It's like a moneyed institution of power, right? Catholicism is. It's like, you know, like 1,500 years old. It's like one leader, one set of like leadership inside the church, right? So there is a like, Catholicism is like it's like the government of religions in a way. You know what I mean? It is like, it's like, yeah, it's definitely got the fucking that empire kind of vibe to it.
Anyways, but keeping with Erika's interview, she was asked directly, and this is probably the most viral moment from the sit down, about how she personally feels about the conspiracy theories that are circulating regarding his murder. And here is her answer.
There's other theories swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
When everything happened, My phone died and became a black hole. I just didn't turn it on for weeks on end. I've intentionally...
Dude, when it happened, I didn't turn it on for weeks on end. Dude, that's such a lie. Dude, she was doing TV appearances like 2 days later. What is she? Who's she kidding? She didn't turn her phone on. What do you were certainly checking your goddamn email. Like, right? I mean, that is an outrageous lie, dude. There's no way, bro. What, is she carried a desktop around on a cart or some shit? Dude.
Isolated myself because I need to guard my heart and I need to be there for my kids.
Please.
And I need to be there for Turning Point.
Dude, I need to be there for my kids. I need to do a video screaming about, claiming retribution next to an empty chair. And then I need to do pyrotechnics 11 days later and get felt up by Donald Trump.
And what I've realized through all of this is that everyone grieves differently. Everyone is trying to figure out, and I don't blame them, how does this happen? How does somebody become so radicalized where they can justify this in their own head? We just lost one of the greatest voices of our generation.
No!
Why? How? What's behind it? Like, everyone's trying to process this. And I respect that. But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day. They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and previous assassinations in this country is there was no social media. There was no AI. I can tell you how many fake images are out there of all of this.
Just doing the AI claims.
And again, my only request is that just please pray and consider and think about...
Dude, please pray. Dude, she was in on it, boss. I'm telling you, bro. She's in on it, dude. Dude, I'm watching Better Call Saul right now. You guys see that show? Right? There's a scene where they, I'm giving away the plot, okay? If you haven't seen the show, at a critical moment, this cartel drug lord shows up and shoots one of their friends, okay? And a guy whose law firm they used to work at, okay? And so they watch this guy die, and then the guys come in and they take the body and they make it look like a suicide. And so then the people who watched him get murdered go to his law firm for the wake, and they're talking to his wife, and they're like so crestfallen. And one of them even makes up a story on the fly about something she saw with this guy. And it's like, dude, that's literally what we're watching, right? She's like, dude, she's in on it, guys. I'm calling it right now, bro. I don't know if it's ever going to come out, but she is definitely in on it.
Whatever you put online, because it's going to impact his kids in the future. I don't want my kids to go on the internet one day when they're older and see things that it's just...
They're going to see it, and the more you take a central role in this, the more it's going to become part of the thing. She's like, I don't want my kids to be affected by this, but I'm going to make my husband's death my entire identity for the next 20 years and just hit the cash register. Like, come on, bro. If you didn't want your kids, you'd be like, who's even hanging out with her kids? Dude, she is so full of shit.
We're all trying to process this in their own way, and I appreciate that. But just some grace would be nice.
So I think it's a gracious answer, and I think it's a gracious request to, assert first and foremost that people are doing this because they care and they care about Charlie. And also this was a traumatic event that the entire world experienced. And also the reason why the internet is investigating is because the feds aren't. And not only are they not investigating, they're telling some pretty obvious lies, right?
Dude, Tony, let's go, baby. Let's go, boss. Oh, there it is. Too late, Erika. Indeed. Dude, something stinks to high heaven with this, right? Like, aren't you feeling Dude, she's reminding me of O.J. Simpson, guys. Remember O.J. Simpson? O.J. Simpson's like, I vow I will never stop looking for Nicole's killer. And the minute that trial was over, O.J.'s like golfing. You never heard from him again, dude. You know what I mean? It is like very similar vibes of like the acting, saying the right things in public, being distraught in just the right way. Oh my God, I'm so torn up by this. And then right back to business. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's got her next book, If I Did It, dude, something is crazy, dude. This shit is dirty.
Number one being that he was shot by a .30-06 and stopped the bullet, when in a normal circumstance, it would have decapitated him. Like a .30-06 will decapitate someone. And because they've been so ridiculous and then gaslighting us by being like, you're dishonoring Charlie's legacy, people are digging their feet in the ground because it's just disrupts us spiritually to watch something like that and then be told like nothing to see here. Now, here's what I will say about her request to consider the people that were there that day. The people that were there that day experienced a trauma because they watched Charlie Kirk die, or maybe they didn't see him die, maybe watched him get shot, heard the shot, who knows what the exact specs are. This is where it's going to be really hard for Erika to be a CEO and to be somebody who is a widow at the same time, right? Because the messaging that is coming out of Turning Point USA, so this is Erika in her CEO and her chairman capacity, has just been unacceptable, right? It can't be both. It can't be, okay, everybody, we're going to keep going. And, you know, Mikey's going to take over for Charlie at his Liberty event that he has, which is going to be sold out. And Turning Point USA people who are directors of faith are going to be telling you, like, Mikey's got what it takes. Here's what, blah, blah, blah. And then Mikey's going to tell stories about that day, go on his show multiple times. Andrew's going to talk about it. Everyone's going to talk about it. And they don't want to talk about the stuff that we care about. Like,
yeah, dude. I mean, it's been a little rah-rah, right? It's like, rah-rah, the show must go on. They're filming footage. Oh, we are all Charlie Kirk. They're telling stories. Everybody's, like, getting TV time and shit. And yet, like, dude, none of it makes sense, bro. The whole thing doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I didn't even like Charlie Kirk, okay? I had no attachment to this guy whatsoever. And I'm like, dude, this shit just doesn't make sense. If that had been my friend who died like that, I would have a lot of fucking questions, man. How come the people that are literally this guy's right-hand man and his wife, everybody that's close to him, none of them have any questions? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if something happened to Jenny, dude, I would have a million fucking questions. A million, bro. I would need that shit laid out for me, like, so it made sense, like I was 10 years old before I would let it rest. No stone unturned. And they, like, have no questions. They're just like, you know, we're gonna be in, you know, 500 high schools. And it's like, really? That's what you're worried about? You're worried about, like, opening high school chapters when supposedly this guy that you tweet about, like, it's been 33 days, I can't live without him. But you have not once demanded answers to questions? Trying to process why Erika and other TPUSA members set up accounts in the Cayman Islands after Charlie Kirk's death. Dude, put some evidence of that in the Discord. I would love to see that, 𝗙ście. I did not hear about that, but yeah, that'd be weird.
This is what it means to have a podcast, right? You can't want fame only on your command. This is kind of the Meghan Markle thing, right? That we talk about. And I'm quoting this to Mikey McCoy. It's like everybody wants to be famous until you're famous, okay? We want privacy now. Well, it doesn't actually work that way. You don't get to be like, I want to marry you and I want to be a princess, and then become a princess. And you're like, well, I don't want to be a princess, right? I
know people do that. Fame sucks, though. Let me just tell you. But, like, you know, it is what it is.
You got to pick one or the other. So if there were Turning Point individuals who were so traumatized that day, and they needed to go away. I mean, I had to go away for 2 weeks to collect my thoughts about the trauma that I saw having watched it. And a lot of people I know that had to take breaks. I had to take the show off the air for a couple of days, and they just, you know, needed time to process. It'd be a little bit different.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, what's the girl's name? I think her name is Alexa or Alex. This girl, Alex Clark, okay? Look at what she did, literally, okay? She did a cover story, okay? Where is it? Right here. Look at this shit. Look at this, dude. This was a week later. 8 days later. She did a cover piece. The Wall Street Journal, Alex Clark, okay? Like, standing in front of the fucking, all the flowers honoring him. And like, yeah, I'm taking the torch. I'm going to fucking bring more women into the fold, right? Dude, 8 days later, they were all on this, bro. They were on this. This was like, yeah, no, exactly. Who? You never heard of her. You didn't hear a lot of the women. A lot of the women were subjugated in TPUSA, right? Even to the point of TPUSA covering up essays and shit. It was a very patriarchal, old school, like, boys club. I mean, dude, they went to frat houses, okay? But like the minute this went down, right? Dude, they're like on this. They are all like elevating their stars. Yeah, no, I know. It's a very bizarre picture. She does not look Christian. She does not look like, you know what I'm saying? She looks like Nancy Mace's fucking squeeze is what she looks like, right? But they were on this, okay? They were on this, and a lot of people were fucking in here being like, yikes. People were fucking tearing her up for this because it was literally like that came out on the 18th, which meant like it was like within 5 days, she was already like doing the big Wall Street Journal piece. I mean, it's really outlandish, dude. It's literally like the minute he was dead, they just got the media machine rolling. Like rolling, okay?
Actually, it's almost came across like they needed zero time to process, and they were kind of annoyed that the world needed time to process. And then the things that they were telling us were lies. We were able to factually debunk things that we were being told. And then you've got people like Tyler, who's featured in this, Tyler Boyer, who you're the chairman and the CEO. Tyler Boyer is a sexual deviant, right? Why do we have to like give, because he was at the hospital?
Mm-hmm. You hear that? She said it right there. Tyler Boyer is a sexual deviant. Tyler Boyer is the guy who covered up the essay of one of TPUS employees, this Martinez guy in Waukesha. This guy is like got a lot of issues. I'm pretty sure he's had some shady ass behavior himself. She said it. Oh my God, dude, she is calling them out. See, this is why I love Candy O, bro. She is a wrecking ball right now.
That we were being told. And then you've got people like Tyler, who's featured in this, Tyler Boyer, who you're the chairman and the CEO. Tyler Boyer is a sexual deviant, right? Why do we have to like give, because he was at the hospital, give him grace? It's like, no, this is the company. This is now what's at the head of the company. Charlie's not there. We want to make sure that this company is going to be committed to truth. We want to make sure this company is not going to be telling us that we can't care about this or not be focused on that, because we need to decide whether this is still the same company. That's what it means, right? Is this still the same company? And so I think with the McCoy thing, everyone wanted a stage until you got a stage, okay? And people started going lie, right? Case in point, Alex Clark wanted to do the Wall Street Journal thing until I caught like this little lie. And it's like, what are you saying this thing about Catholics? That's not true. Okay. take the stage or don't take the stage, but it can't be in between. And then suddenly when the public turns against you, I don't want a stage anymore. That would be my response to that. And I do not have any sympathy for Rob McCoy. I have no sympathy for Mikey McCoy. I have no sympathy for Tyler Boyer. I think telling the truth is a very easy thing to do when you have a microphone. And if you don't want to tell the truth, it just makes you look more suspicious. And I can give you an example of that. There was some kid who was wearing green at this UVU event, right? They looked kind of shady. There was a ton of rumors. We got a bunch of emails, but I never covered it on the show because I didn't think there was anything beyond the fact that he looked kind of shady in a green hoodie. And I think it was yesterday.
Dude, what was that weird cut? Did you see that? Dude, it just cut to one like frame.
Suspicious. And I can give you an example of that. There was some kid
Watch this.
who was wearing green at this UVU event, right? They looked kind of shady. There was a ton of rumors. We got a bunch of emails, but I never covered it on the show because I didn't think there was anything beyond the fact that he looked kind of shady in a green hoodie. And I think it was yesterday, Sam Parker was like, who are these guys? And I can't get a clear image of this person. I then respond to him like, here's a clear image of this person. The actual person wearing the green hoodie then responds very quickly. He's like, that's me. Sorry, I dress weird. I think he's on the soccer team at UVU. And that's it. It's over. And nobody is talking about the green hoodie. Here he is, Colby Sessions. Hey guys, this is me. My teammate and I were just on campus to get food and stop by the event. We always wear silly stuff like that. Sorry guys. That's it. How easy, right? How easy. He's not like, I'm a victim. Call a lawyer. I can't believe somebody asked a question. I can't believe there's interest in this event where an assassination took place. No, people are asking because they're well-meaning, and he just comes right back and answers it, and it's over. That's how easy, that's how quick, that's how painless it is when you simply tell the truth. And I just don't feel that anything that's been easy to clarify has been done, and it can't be because they're in a state of mourning, because they were like back on their feet the next day and giddy and sharing memories and talking about what happened on that day in detail. So,
dude, yeah, see, that's just it. Like the thing that is so suspicious about this is how, like, those of you who have worked in media or you've worked in things where you tour, right? I used to tour and playing rock and roll. So going across the country or setting up a tour date and PR and all that, it's an endeavor. Like, that shit takes time, right? It does. There's time and there's planning and there's execution. And like, I did not see a lick of grieving at all, right? Not a lick. I mean, it literally just seemed like Charlie died and an hour after his death, there was a full court press of this brand new incarnation of TPUSA with events already getting booked, press happening, cover stories in major publications, a complete pivot. And then every day they tweet like, oh, it's been 27 days and I just can't stop thinking about him. But like, nobody is thinking about him, right? They're all just enjoying enormous, like boost to their fame, right? Like Andrew Colvett was like a fucking nobody. Nobody ever talked to Andrew Colvett, ever. That guy, like, nobody even knew his fucking name, bro, unless you were in the TPUSA world. And next thing you know, he's like on a Cuomo show talking to Adam Mockler, right? And it's like, who the fuck is this guy, this 40-year-old guy, right? I mean, there are these people that were fucking nobodies. And now there's this huge machine, but that machine started like the minute his pulse stopped. It was like on, bro. It just feels so crafted.
Except for the parts that we want to know about. I don't know. Doesn't work for me. Anyways, if you guys want to watch that interview in its entirety, you definitely should. It is available on Fox News Primetime. Jesse Waters.
She's about to do a steak talk.
That's what we're going to say about that. Take a brief break, and we're going to get in.
We're going to talk about steak.
All right, let's start with a little back forth that I had with Allie Beth Stuckey online. I'll start actually by saying,
all right, dude, I think I'm going to end it there, all right? Because I do want to cover a little bit of the MTG before we move on, right? 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗍 is just another right-wing fucking shitfluencer, okay? She's this chick, right? She's just another, like, right? She wrote a book called Toxic Empathy, right? Of course she did. You know what I'm saying? Dude, here she is. Here's 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗍. You ready?
The most, by far, controversial thing that Charlie said that any of us could say is that Jesus is the only way to heaven.
Dude, we're talking deep evangelical shit. Jesus. Even though these people don't behave at all.
Yes, amen.
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 Dude.
Praise God.
That's 𝗙𝗵𝗶𝗍𝗍.
Amen.
Amen, baby. Amen. Dude. Oh shit. All right. We're not covering that shit though, dude. Oh Lord have mercy. Lord, all right, let's look at MTG on The View, shall we? Dude, this shit is crazy. Dude, praise Jesus. Praise Jeebus. Dude, some of this shit, we're about to watch some clips, guys. Okay? Look at this shit, dude. Dude, look at her, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy.
And there's a lot of paid social media influencers. And I found it very interesting that they were the MAGA accounts, but they're all paid. And they all attacked me when I announced I was coming to join you ladies on The View.
Look at that, dude. I mean, dude, we know that the right-wing accounts are all paid and they're all part of a network, right? But look at her, dude. She is like, she came to play, bro. Dude, we're not. Don't get me wrong, dude. I'm holding her accountable for her shit, but like, I'm loving the fact that she is like, you know, fucking, what do you call it? She's like exacerbating the fissure in this, right? She's exacerbating the split. And so fan the flames. Dude, let her do it. Let her fucking do her shit. Dude, you gotta show me the joke, boss. I don't know what joke you're talking about, but put a link to it in Discord and we can I'll look at it. But she, like, I want to give her gasoline, dude. She's running around with a blowtorch and she's trying to start a fire. I know she's doing it for her own shit, but I don't care. I don't care if she fucking becomes a senator or whatever. Dude, here's my deal. If she helps us burn down MAGA, she can be a fucking senator. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Go ahead, be a senator, okay? If you help us burn this shit down, because what are you gonna do? She can't change the world from being a senator, right? Fuck it. I'll throw her a bone if she helps us burn the whole shit down, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna trust her with anything because she's a clown. We know she's a liar. She's a grifter. I think she's probably trying to get out in front of the Epstein shit and definitely trying to moderate to maybe whatever, up her political career. But dude, I do want to burn MAGA down. So I say, let her run free.
And I think that's very weak and pathetic. But when I talk about weak Republican men, I'm pretty much talking oftentimes about the leadership in the House and the Senate. And they're not getting our agenda done.
Yeah, see, she's not going against Trump, though, right? At all. Okay, here's the one about conspiracy theories, though. Watch this shit, dude. She's trying to tell us, I'm over the conspiracy shit.
You say you don't believe in the QAnon conspiracies anymore?
Oh, I went over that a long time ago. I mean,
you've changed?
Well, no, I haven't changed. I was a victim, just like you were, of media lies and stuff you read on social media. You all have attacked me many times on this show.
We have.
Dude, I was a victim of, you were a victim of conspiracy theories? Come on, Marge. Come on, baby. Come on.
Because of things that you read about me. that weren't true.
Or clips we've seen.
Or clips you've seen.
Or clips we've seen. Did you see how she countered? She's like, things you've read about me that aren't true. And she came back with, or clips we've seen of your actual fucking words. Dude, right? Like, oh, come on, baby.
What was that about? No, but wait, hold not even true.
Let's take a second.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
rebuffed.
getting the...
Say you don't believe in the...
Oh, that's funny, dude. Dude, yeah. We cannot trust her, though. Okay? We cannot trust her. But we're going to help her burn some shit, dude. Fuck it.
Laura has the next question.
Yes. You've been outspoken about releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files to the public, including the names of individuals involved in his sex trafficking network. Now, Democrats have been calling for that, too, along with some of the other Republicans. But most of your party is pushing back and stalling. Why do you think that is? Because if President Trump is not implicated in there, what is exactly being protected here?
I have no idea, but it seems like very rich and powerful men are being protected. And I will sign anybody's resolution, and I'll get on board with anyone's push to release those files, because this is about women, especially when they were teenagers, were victims of rape and sexual abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. And according to the victims, there's a list of men that they haven't released yet. They are afraid of lawsuits. They're afraid of it. And I said I would read the list for them on the House floor because I have speech and debate protection there. However, I also think that this is about all victims of human trafficking, children that are being molested or raped, any men and women that are held in some sort of sexual abuse situation. What does our government say to them if the government will not release the information on the most famous convicted pedophile in history? What is that message back? And I think it's horrendous.
See, this is actually a good clip, right? Because, guys, this is the crux of Donald Trump's problem, okay? Because I saw somebody in chat say, wow, this seems real. This is real. Like, Marjorie Taylor Greene really does care about this. And so do huge numbers of people in the MAGA movement. This is a huge deal to them. It's a huge deal to them. This, more than anything, the Jeffrey Epstein files are the thing that I think have gutted President Trump and have destroyed any chance he had of, like, you know, having a positive approval rating or getting goodwill. Because they actually do care. And he, like, baited their caring of, like, yeah, we're releasing this. I'm going to release it all. I got you. Look at, I even grabbed these big guys who are into it. Cash and Dan Bongino have been running with this. Pam Bondi's familiar with this. We're putting them all in charge. They're all going to release it. They have the big dog and pony show with the influencers. And then they immediately turn tail. And now MAGA is like, why is Trump covering? Who is he covering for? And I still don't think they believe it's Trump, right? I don't think they believe it's Trump, but they know he's covering for somebody. They're like, wait a second, this was very important. And this is the one thing that could unite the goddamn country. I think everybody in the country is pretty like, yeah, let's unload this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I want people to see the Trump shit. Somebody said something about AOC. I don't have that clip. Dude, can we get the AOC clip? I know there's an AOC clip where she said something about MTG. We can watch that if we got it.
I think that all of us right here are doing a great job of exchanging our ideas and things that we believe in, and we're doing it in a very professional and kind way. And
see, here's the problem. Is this is the thing. They try to give this shit about Charlie Kirk too, saying, oh, we're here expressing our ideas in a very calm and kind way, respectful way. But It's complicated with the MAGA shit because some of their ideas are like transgender people don't exist. And yet there's hundreds of millions of transgender people worldwide that very much do exist. And so if your idea is hundreds of millions of people that exist in the world aren't real, then we can't have a civil conversation. Okay? You need a boot in the ass. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like talking about political ideas, how we should tax people, talking about, you know, what social programs should get more or less funding. Fine. But, you know, you can't have discussions with people. You're not allowed to have an opinion on people's right to exist or to have free fucking, you know what I'm saying? Or to have free fucking, you know, free will in America, you know, without somebody checking your genitals at the door.
My opinion, I think we need more of that in America. I really do. And a lot of people wanted me to come on the show and say nasty things and you know, all of us to fight. They wanted all of us to fight.
Thank you for not doing that.
Oh my goodness, no. I didn't.
Let's go. Yeah, no, I see the Mockler video. Do we have the source material? Right? The source material. The fucking, where is it? I'm sure we can find it, right? The AOC on MTG. Because it was like an Instagram video, wasn't it? Is this? Yeah, this is it, right? Here we go. All right, let's hear it. Let's see. Put some spin on it.
You think of the reason for MTG changing her tune lately? Is it honest or is it part of a greater ploy? Here's some tea for you. MTG, people are like, oh my God, she's saying all of these things. Like, what's gotten into her lately? Oh, like she's bucking against Trump. She's bucking against the administration.
Dude, you got to be very clear, though. She has not said one word about Trump. Okay? Not one, guys. All right? MTG, she has attacked Mike Johnson. She has attacked leadership in the House and the Senate for not codifying Trump's shit into law, but she has not said one word about Trump. Not one negative word, right? Not one. She has not gone against Trump. She has not been baited by people. People say, oh, you're questioning Trump, and she will talk about leadership. Okay, just to be clear.
Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to run for Senate in Georgia. She wanted to run for Senate earlier this year in the state of Georgia. She wanted to be the Republican nominee for Senate. So she was gearing up for that statewide race, and Trump told her no. Trump said no. And the White House and Trump land shut down Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal ambitions to run for Senate. And she has been on a revenge tour ever since.
Truth.
And so all of this stuff that you're like, oh my God, like, it is all personally motivated. All of this stuff is personally motivated. There is no signs of revelation that I see up close. This is not a person that is backing up anything of what they're saying with any sort of action, which gives the whole game away.
Absolutely. The only action she'll take is the Epstein shit. But again, we're going to use Marjorie Taylor Greene to burn down MAGA. All right? We don't have to partner up with her because we know she's a scoundrel. We know she's a scoundrel. We know that she is a con job, right? But much like Candy O, we'll take Candy O, we'll take MTG, we'll take all of them, and we'll give them some gasoline and a blowtorch and be like, go to work, baby. Go find MAGA.
This is a person that is trying to twist the knife on people who frustrated her personal ambition. And until that is the story, and until any one of these little public statements or media statements is actually backed up by a genuine change in policy position, I'm just not going to, and not just a change in policy position, but a commitment to that change. I'm just not going to buy it. I welcome it. I think
Me
it's
too.
never too late to change.
Dude, I welcome it. I welcome the burning down.
But you know, I just don't buy it. Someone said, but speaking out is also action, right? Maybe the revenge tour is opening her eyes a little bit. Maybe it is opening her eyes. Speaking out, I think for everyday people, speaking out is action. But when you are in a position of power like she is.
Speaking out is just, you know, it's lip service. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what it is, guys? You know what it reminds me of? Is it reminds me of like talking about your future plans. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but there's a school of thought, right? Like, you know, as I'm sitting here, I got future plans for my YouTube channel, right? So there's one school of thought is you don't talk about it. You just do the work and you build your thing and you create your shit. Okay. And that's a powerful school of thought because the work you're doing is getting you the response. You're getting the response from your work. But then there's a whole other way that people do things where they come to you every day and they tell you, man, I'm starting a YouTube channel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And everybody's like, wow, dude, you're so driven. You're so ambitious. You're doing such a great job. I wish I could be more like you. But the people who run around talking about the thing they're building, they usually never build it because they get the accolades from just saying they're going to do it. There's a whole like attention getting sort of like fucking ego fulfillment that happens from running around announcing all of your big plans and talking about all the shit you're going to do in the future. And in reality, that's counterproductive. You actually get way more done if you don't talk about it. If you just, you know, toil away and you get the accolades from the actual work you're putting in. And that's what I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing. In addition to fucking around with people, she's going out there looking for the like, wow, you're really fucking doing a good job. You're really like coming around. You do that shit way too much. Dude, I think we do it like some of that stuff we do like because we need a little bit of support to get it going, you know, and it's not bad. But I personally have gotten to a point of where I try to do less talking. I try to like mute it. I just find I get a lot more shit actually done if I don't talk about it because it fucks with your head. Right? That when you get that reward, that dopamine reward from sharing your ideas, it's harder to get started because you've already gotten a reward. It's much harder to get started. Like for me, I kind of keep myself hungry and dissatisfied as a mechanism of staying working. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's like I mean, I just know myself. Once I get accolades, dude, I'm like, oh shit, you see how good I am? Dude. Dude, yeah. That external validation, it fucks with me, bro. It does, dude. It fucking if you can like do 20% less of that, you'll get a lot more done.
You have to not just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. And so if you are an everyday person that's speaking out, it's not to diminish the power of that, but she has a vote in Congress. She has the power to introduce legislation. She has the ability to vote for things and vote against things. And despite all of this hunky-dory stuff that she's doing, her vote record is what speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
And she consistently votes against.
But again, we will help her burn down MAGA. Burn down MAGA.
Healthcare, and she consistently votes on the side of advancing corporations. So don't be fooled is what I'd say there.
Yeah, but dude, we will help her burn down MAGA. That's my philosophy, guys. Burn it all down, dude. Oh shit, bro. Oh, this is crazy, dude. Dude, the fucking, you ready? Are you ready for the dance party? I'm ready for the dance party. So why doesn't the media confront her instead of bootlicking? I mean, guys, you know, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. Here's what I think. Okay? I think with the media, it makes good drama. Okay? Having somebody, you know, come out, and anybody who's going to speak, like, you know, truthfully about the fucking clusterfuck that is going on in the GOP, anybody who will voice that, especially from the GOP, that's good drama. That is ammunition to keep the Trump regime from fucking gaining the power they want. So that's part of it. But the other part of it is I think there's a benefit, okay? Because she's probably a bullshit artist, and she's probably not going to change, and she's probably being selfish. But if she's not, if just one of them, like, is genuine about this, it brings some real opportunity for people to get out of the MAGA movement, okay? And dude, you see me. I am harsh as fuck about MAGA people. I am fucking up in their shit, and fuck these guys. I will do nothing with them. But if somebody wants to come out and disavow the bullshit, disavow the culture wars and the religious nonsense, if they want to disavow that and fucking come hang out and work with us, I'm into it. If their actions line up with their words, like, yeah, man. I mean, we've all fucked up, dude. I used to be a manipulative fucking drug addict, you know, like crazy person who, if you were a woman, you did not want to date me. Because I was a goddamn mess, but like people do change. People can grow. You know what I'm saying? People, and right now, dude, anybody that we can pick off from MAGA that's willing to disavow that bullshit and get right with the fucking humanity, like, dude, I welcome that shit. I do, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to hold grudges as long as the actions line up with the word. Okay? They can't just say it. We got to see the action. You know, and I got to get the sense that they believe it. But like, I'm ready for that type of unification if people are willing to disavow that shit. Because I understand how people got taken in by that guy. You know, if you're a low information voter, you're not very educated, you're filled with resentment. Like, a lot of people don't know how to manage resentment, and they're opportunists. The same way that those women, right? You remember the Jeffrey Epstein girls, and I told you how the predators know how to spot the girls. Dude, they're predators too, man. In the MAGA movement, they look for people who are resentful and unhappy and have a particular type of ignorance, and they exploit that shit. They red pill them, and they fucking go in there and they go after them. And so I'm not going to excuse their behavior, but I believe that, you know, the real people, some of those in the movement, like, we can fucking make room for them. Now, I saw somebody say some of the real abusive ones, the Tom Homans, the Donald Trumps, the fucking Alina Habba and Kayleigh McEnany and all those, like, fuck them, bro. Right? The ones that are doing the work, the cabinet members, the shitfluencers online, like, fuck them, bro. You know what I mean? And you know, Marge would have to do a lot of action, okay, for us to welcome her. But I look at, here's what I look at, guys. I don't even think about Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? What I think about is I think about the mom and pop that are just in a small town and everyone's a Trump voter and they don't feel like they can opt out, right? And if you guys have been to small towns, you got to realize the need to conform in small towns is very intense, okay? But the thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene is even if she's fake or whatever, even if she's not as active as we want, there might be some people in small towns who see Marjorie Taylor Greene and they decide to vote differently, right? And they do it quietly, but they're like, fuck, if Marge is speaking up, she's saying some shit I'm feeling, I'm going to vote differently. I'm not going to tell everyone I'm going to be like, go Trump, because I have to. But in that ballot, I'm going to fucking mark somebody else. And so that's the thing I think about with people like Marge too. is no matter what she's doing, there are other people out there in small town America who are feeling the same way. And they're hearing what she says and they're feeling validated, and they might not vote, or they might vote differently next time. And maybe some of those people voted in Virginia and Mississippi where those seats flipped, right? I mean, so I kind of welcome that shit because it puts an energy out there that other people who may be receptive to it might latch on to it. And anything that helps destroy that movement, I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, let's go. All right? You know what I'm saying? Their feelings, yes, their feelings have been validated. Validation, guys, is a big thing, especially in a movement like MAGA where you get all brainwashed and shit, and then you start thinking, this isn't what I thought it was. I'm seeing shit here I don't agree with, but I can't really get out. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene comes along and says, well, these people are failing in a certain way. And they're like, oh my God, I'm not crazy. It is these people are fucking whacked out. And that's how people get out of religious cults and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Is like being validated. It's important shit, dude. It is important shit. It does start with cognitive dissonance, and there's a lot now. The Epstein files have created cognitive dissonance. But like, again, that's about my thing. Like, we don't have to believe or work with or climb on the MTG bandwagon, but there are some people out there that are probably getting turned by her. And I say, fuck it. Give her some gas, give her a blowtorch, and let her go to work. Right? See, it's hard, guys. In small towns, if those of you who live in small Trumpville towns, it's hard. You can't be a blue dot in some of those small towns. You got to zip it. Like, you must conform. Or like, they're brutal, dude. They are. All right, you ready? It's dance time, though. Fuck this. We're going to get down. I'm going to go make some videos. Let's go. Edit mode, baby. Dude, can I just share a funny story? So when I went on tour with my band to come to Portland, this was back in 1999. All right, we went on tour. We were moving to Portland as a band. And we played we went on tour. We played a lot of shows. We needed money. So we played some shows at like the rock and roll clubs in Sacramento and fucking, San Francisco. And then we played other really tiny hick towns like Auburn, California, Grass Valley, California. These little now they're total Trumpy, rednecky towns, right? And in those places, we would play 3-hour sets of like cover songs. And those were the gigs that you would make like $300, $400 back in 99. And that was really important money if you're moving. Right? We had to have a bunch of those shows to support the tour and the move. Okay. So I had to book some of these shows, and we would do these songs by like 𝗡𝗎𝗃, Heart in a Blender, right? Remember that? All these radio hits. We did a bunch of Jane's Addiction, which those small towns didn't like, but we did have the radio hits. But so we rolled into Auburn, California, and we were playing it was a fucking cowboy bar. And I'm walking in and I'm looking at these cowboys. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. I'm not sure we're going to get out of here alive, dude. I think we're going to take a beer bottle to the head at this gig. I'm pretty sure. And the first thing that happened was this really gnarly looking cowboy walks up to us as we're loading in. And he like leans into me and he's like, you guys do any Garth Brooks? And we're like, no. And he's like, one of us is in the wrong building then. I was like, oh, fuck, dude. They're going to fucking beat the shit out of us, bro. And I mean, these guys were scary. And they were all standing there, all like rolling their sleeves up and shit while we were playing. And eventually we played 𝗡𝗎𝗃 and like Harvey Danger and a bunch of radio hits. And we won them over and they were all dancing and they loved us. But, dude, some of those small towns are fucking scary, guys. They are scary, dude. The people there are like, they're not like all together in the fucking dome, bro. They are not, bro. They are not opposed to violence. Can I just tell you? Okay, some of those good old boys, they are not opposed to violence. They're not worried about taking an ass beating if it means they can get a lick or two in on you. Dude, it's like, it's shit, bro. Let's go. There. Right. Dude, that's funny. All right, you guys ready? Oh, get stretched, baby. We are going to dance. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. One of us is in the wrong building then. Dude, wouldn't you know it, though, that 𝗙𝗎𝗋 song was the song that really broke the ice, boss. We played that song, and they fucking... Dude, I think we did like a 9-minute version of that song or some shit, and they were dancing. Dude, they were twirling their girlfriends around, dude. It was the funniest shit. Oh, dude, because they were not happy with anything we played, but we're like, all right, we got to go radio hits here. And we broke out into like fucking Blink 182 and shit, and they were like eating that shit up, dude. It's the power of the radio in the 90s. Like, even in those hick towns, they had like, you know, the fucking album-oriented AOR radio stations that would play like the really big fucking pop hits and the pop rock hits. And that shit, dude, would just travel. Dude, you're in Kern Valley. You can be rammed off the road by wild pigs. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, let's go. Oh, shit, boss. Let's go. All right, you ready? Dude, that sounds nuts, bro. Getting rammed off the road by wild pigs, dude. Dude, can I just tell you, though? Dude, I met Garth Brooks, okay? I did. I met Garth Brooks, and he's actually really fucking nice. I'm going to tell you one more story. This was years, this was probably 2 years before that, maybe, I don't know, a year before that. I was a waiter at this restaurant called Jerry's Deli, and it was right in Westwood, right next to the Fox Theater. And there's the UCLA Medical Center there. And so Garth Brooks, his mom got sick, like really ill, dude, I think in 98 or something. And it may have even been early 99, but his mom got really sick and she was at the UCLA Medical Center. So he came and like took care of her and stayed with her while she was going through that. And he had a whole bunch of his family and friends there. And they came to Jerry's and I waited on him like many times. He was actually like one of the cooler celebrities, like a really genuinely down to earth and fucking good guy. Although his brother is cheap as fucking shit. Like one day his brother picked up the tab and Garth came up to me and palmed me like a wad of cash, telling me what a great job I did. And then I went back to get the check and his brother's like, I saw Garth took care of the tip. And so his brother stiffed me. And I'm like, bro, what a schnook. And then I thought maybe Garth palmed me the cash because he knew his brother was going to stiff. But like, dude, his brother was so fucking cheap, dude. Jesus. And his brother was like a dick too. Fucking just a grimy, right? But dude, Garth, stand-up guy, man. Seriously. A fucking good dude. All right, you guys ready? Let's go. Who's ready for a little deja vu? Oh, fuck, bro. Dude, those guys can eat, though, too, man. Man, did they pile some fucking food, bro. All right. All right. Here we go. You ready? Let's get it. All right, check. Check. Here we go, baby. Oh!
But
the groove.
I will make it out somehow.
Let's go! Oh, yeah, baby! Woo! Let's go! Oh, that was some groove, dude. You could be late, you could be true. You could be underneath my shoe. Only one who's strong. And I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. Alright guys, dude, I'm gonna go get to work, guys. We're gonna go make some videos. Keep your spirits up. Dude, we got a lot of hope out of this last election. We got a lot of work to do. We're gonna keep fucking these guys up. We're gonna bring this home. Dude, we're gonna take our goddamn country back, baby. And ain't nobody out there gonna stop us. No fucking chance, boss. Don't you forget it. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey!
just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together.